Very busy mantu nege siasa kuma kire mantu ya accountability kana chiuria chiuria bia utumiri bwa mbecha nara kwithirite kwina biuria urorea county kwirikana ati ni ku divert kana ichi utumira mbecha chia thuliri kurita ngwingi weta kire ngwingi for example county ya Embu nara kukwirikana ati milioni 10 ni chia ritirwe kire oki bwa kiwanda na chia endo kire empowerment ya pikipiki how much kana ni mbecha ingi ya na iriti kire mibango ntu yeje ira cia budgetary kwendwa kiri rutere rungi yani omatugeto tukiaririo tukobwa really of course chiasiri wetana mbere ndene ya county ya Meru na ndiguro yonthe ruani kurari na muchemanio nterira cia South Menti yua yetu sako nara kuronekere kirindini ya kakirare ana nona atongeria barabara thirikari nenteriu na rutere rungi na ruo mithika linturi ni akateaniri mwankathai ni kwithirwa eti yake kia minister achunirwe thirikari ne kuringana na meri yake yani omantu ya mtu ketho tukiaririo tukubaruari gato watogeni mutegeri wa Wero TV na muthikiri wa Wero FM karibu sana kiribo bango yochungia siasa na ruari kikosi ni full utapenda karibu sana na kwambiria kithiekira tuli na mheshimiwa Kalembe mheshimiwa Kalembe thai niwe acting kai substantive wa basi ulifika aje huko kwanza in the first place?
Hii dunia ni kujipanga. Najipanga pole pole.
Namna hii.
Unafukuza kingangi unachukua.
You know, it's ridiculous. Okay, tukaririe matu yau. Mheshimiwa Peter Mutuma Kalembe niwe acting Secretary General wa kiama kia Mbaz. Chairman wa kiama kia Mbaz. Dene ya county ya Meru ya.
Not acting.
Ile bwa thurene.
Twathurani tugwita national delegate Embu. Yes.
Really? It was never gazetted bukuthurana.
Ai, tene. Tene.
So wale kurera
almost Jonthe
almost
anena mazire kwa Kalembe nwe chairman wa Mbaz ndene Meru. Yes. The acting
substantive.
Banyama ndio yari kotini na kotini yaandikire register of political parties ikiwa itibiria bibatere kwithirwa bi filito hapo. And that's how we came to NDC.
Well, thank God.
And to confirm. Ni NDC.
Thank God tunamurega au ni muritu wa sheria atatuambia.
Sawa. No problem.
Karibuni sana. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Kalembe. Secretary, I mean chairman wa Mbaz ndani ya county. Yeah. Mheshimiwa Aurelio Murangiri kila mana atere ai chunkineke siasa. I think timu yo yothe batere chunkineke siasa. Ever. Wakwanza twereana itene yale maumau
indo chathirire twacoka ngwene aturare busy.
Karibu sana bare mutharo
ti bantu no ngombe chaita namba cheuka kuthira.
Yeah, I know.
It's the biggest problem we have there. And I hope tukamereire kidogo no tukomenya no kinya ithiende togora.
Exactly. I can relate. Kinya na ambumete itwaere munda yoyo okeba
kabisa batwethere ATM.
Mheshimiwa Elias Murega CC wa michezo ayuthi na Mombire ni mwanasheria ni mtali wa madhabu, so many things, ni murigitani. How do you do that?
The pasta.
Pasta. Karibu sana bwana Murega.
Thank you.
Thank you very much not about on Kanya.
Asante.
I hope okay, we will want to hear kumakere Mheshimiwa Aurelio what he thinks about Kuringwa Mbicha, because ikara issue nene sana Meru Kuringwa Mbicha. Na CPA Godfrey Bweka
lakini toringo dai para voto na patoringo
toringero watotewa ero murume
toringero
chene
to
canto
ara
kare ya
Utegeria yoro TV araniana batu kirikira namba yetu SMS ukirikira namba yetu ya thimo tugetho tugiukia thimo namba cia thimo iria ukiri screen yaku tugetho tugiukia thimo nyuma kaita kate kuraya nikenda twithwa tukibwa maoni yaku uri watia ururia rwario tugetho tukiaririo tukubarua rina Kalembe okorwa uwa popularity ya thirikari ya Kenya Kwanza Mount Kenya East ikariata mbere tukiambiria because intrare live kiathone kia yetu sako na ara kobo na reception ya PS Itonga Muhambi wa forestry itira wiritu sana mwanka ilifika akita kudhiria rwaria he dropped the mic
tired especially nyokorwa ma PS chau kugira otini ni thingi bakureta ndene miru kana uga kwiguma gutethia miru no to at the end of the day na ndia tutigeriwania tutonya ndene ya kithurano ka siasa alafu na ndiro baumirite kwa ringa siasa well as that there is nothing but miru ka tonete tangible ria mono toni batethetie antu ba miru so antu ibanogina te au onkake kurani that problem nyau ni goro indirari amwathi te turathika pastors bari bara an accident na kieni kionde in front of everybody na inchi batira ina bakiuga batikwenda thirikari iriku barau ai one time abatira ina buruka bathithina na ku otegera muntu ra wigitine kana otegera muntu ra withirikari ne no ntuibokira gasungu automatically na oibagari titibia ono bici ciao ogo expect bara kugata bakauga obunkaki ura ciaragi theki tiu ciaragi cha thauro amwanga bo one time na amwanga bo two time well as that ground antu tigukari pena kibaruga ka wita o mabungu antu ibanogi korone ciao na swa ibanogi ni atongeria wa bathurirwe ibanogi ni atongeria bara ba egite no ntunya bamo batemenyekana ndene miru ko nyo mpira tha ina ndi kumumenya nyau ndinge twandi goro au ndinge mugira muno kamuri ana bangana uchukumite bande ko bangi bagita ko ande ko na paranya bagitonya batonya thirikari ne tona bagitethia antu baori gogo na agori nya ndi muria biuria yes
Kalembe mubungi wa Mbeere North wa Muthende awire civil servants kana ritingwe bathirikari baraba kuwa one term ya uwe butibatire kwithirwa bukirita ra thirikari ngwe I thought you were director wa
to excess and wastages angu chokeria kairi na tutingugia kurita na ito twangasetro
magazeti but the other day ukiwa bura Jomo Kenyatta Foundation anete uteithio kiriana
let me tell you utumbo stop re transaction ya itite na kithe gukinyira areri ni abatu itwengerwe automatically atweterete bara bangi batake over abatu already nyethirikana na nuyo bwanga president ne kire gazeti ni arauga batu team business na nkwire Jomo Kenyatta Foundation mandate yayo yari go publish mauku na ria matiangi atonyere mauku ya etere kiri private sector kou Jomo Kenyatta ete publish mauku nandi kou egwatirite nteto ngugire ya World Bank ni kenda Ministry of Education bathiria na kumea very says MPs bachoka immediately ni kenda bill ire inaria kuruka bajukie Jomo Kenyatta ni ingiro tene na ingi twetirwe wastages and excesses
and wastages
no ndo batu tweta direct checker ya thirikari ria mbere cha kurukwa tukwaye gwambe nyathai antu mbuga katu tete tukithira no antu baraba aritinguge ba Jomo Kenyatta kaba kuthira mbuga aritinguge ba tutigera bongo baraba gwita ngugi kuria iba kaisana no ntu bari nya kuandika utibange batere kuandikwa no ntu aba kuthira betete
okay
that's how tule agwa inde tutire agwa mbere tule agwa sitting mathaja ira nusu ngiri 12
yeah na ibabu wa Muthende agwa butibati kuna kirombe cyo kinya githisi
wa Muthende nyate batere kuthwa gitine kiu ari no ndo tukembere kaiyero no iwa president akiuga atiri batumite 120 something million kena wa Muthende agotonya gitine wa Muthende nyate kumena ari no ndo tukembere nya Kalisi no chindete wa Muthende ndari mbere bimwe bitatu au ona don chukuma mono ge mpira gite na arua siende
Mheshimiwa Aurelio, okay, kwithirwa research ya Kalembe is anything to go by ya kuate popularity ya thirikari ni namite, what is the alternative?
I want to say that thirikari ira ikuwe inguine thai and it is up to 2027. As at now, to an alternative. The alternative will come in 2027. That is when Antobaka wakanya ka rethink their decision. Kanaba mechokia oyorengi. No, it's you can't say. But burangu enda kuwa is that kuina mantu ya Antobako Express and imantu very genuine. If we want to speak. Nonto Antobaka Express issues yonto njoki just a good example na kwa anto kana na ambu amwathi kana konge bawito kura wa maida. It is a very genuine observation. Na you see inyare dambu ndona kurumbwa bena no ariero rareo arawa uti wa kurwa thirikari. They are just trying to remind the thirikari that queen manto yo kara ya raula na bakiwa abo there are issues timenya kwa address wa na baka think twice. So thirikari na time it is 1 year around 6 months 7 months to elections eke akwethera issue insecurity ka improve by 10 umaru ari mwanga 2027 kure karingo kethero ti muntu arakwa ni insecurity kana otengombera itari butu nto bukare kwa noticeable. Everyone will notice and everyone will applaud ngwira yetate eruteka eke akwethera bado no bakaendelea
magic button iwe kethero iririku ewe ta inywa yake we that one
ankwire ndula there are things that equal taken for granted na ya maingi kara ya kantu pawwendeto uti wa kuthiatira kana the people baraba ingwe kuthiatira mantu yara by take just for granted. It is the high time the president crackere the whip. Known to probably he might be aware, he might not be aware, but there are kethira imbu you have the IG of police buena CS wa interior buena county the county commander buena all these people ne antobaraba batiote the area president wake ya ingamaida but there are those people who are responsible. Okay, akwithira kwena inadi kwa ya either the skill or the ability. Why should you keep incompetent people in office? If that is done to 1 or 2 3 people ukona some activity ukona anto bakiamberia kurutangwira baterie nonto for example tutura tukiarakia na kankwenda kwaria issue ira yunkonia muno directly nonto tukiakuwa ikwaria issues. There are so many other issues ira tuombikia kwaria yonte issue nonto kithira ni ya ng'ombe for 2 years now nonto ndika nambua kome ai IG irio tuwa ukiakwithira kome nwa IG na itukura wareo na itukuria tukira wa nonto nyameru areo tutebati kwithira tukiurawa then nebele nonto imumeru twandikirwo ngi nyamuntu ate mumeru ndu muntu atutethia isa sawa kome left
na professor kindiki then na minister
exactly na inyawe na ari kuriu na kindiki after immediately kome wita but to promise that there will be an operation. Fortunately we kindiki na atethukire itia urwara na ati operation itabwithika but then Murkomen still ekwia after several meetings still as promised. The last one nera promise operation in a period of 72 hours still itabwithika. So kiuria ni atiri ICS arongo anwe murongo kana ni antu bawe bara erere operation itabwithua batabwithia kana then CS cat ke enjoy ire antu. It was just a PR stunt. So you cannot really tell. Now okay akwithira thirikari in when someone in government as senior as a person in a level CS akaua onto bubwithike na bukare akubwithika then you see kukethira kwina a lot of discontent kiranto. So I think it is the time the president currently put his house in order audio what is happening na barana bo genuinely advise us ba we ba mwe genuine advice etena ine psychophancy ba mwire aiko wetau aiko kuthuka nonto for example ndira kwithaira kukiria na Rwanda rwakira uti wa ukira aina mantu amaingi antu baba ingi bethaira bai comfortable but right now ukiawita there is a lot of discontent in Nyambene in terms of ng'ombe na mbibira biwita so antu ba ng'ombe kia kuendelea wita na rate ira wita na antu ba iku ya na rate ira bo kweneo imbibi kethira birio bia kwira antu ba thati tubutethetie inyoke ya kwithira kwi bungi na bungi bwa bwithwa muntu akwiri muntu nontu bo insecurity kana bungi imbibi bia tuma bare ya kurika na burika na yo thina yuchi ethirite irio.
But mheshimiwa waziri to at least to in deputy president as second in command akuina batu kinyamanto yange on the akarema.
But David from Mheshimiwa Karembe on fact, kana factually speaking, I think the government is popularity gegweta deviate to the positive side compared mugana the last year. Ukageta analysis in on the general. These are not either to their data kana statistically niombete kwae kugetwa by different maybe opinion polls as per now, but to compare last 2 years, Mbuga one-term voice was very high, to be very honest. But it has been declining the two-term, and that has been proven so kuringana the previous win. Ireironekanire kwambiria mbere weta is it Marava na these are that shows how to put kuringana na ala tware ne umbete kwithirwa a positive, but there is more to be done. Kebati tu ikithirikari to once to make the election easy. Number 2, Mheshimiwa Karembe nani tu ithirikari ni as I may not speak further on to Kirambi's director. Na nothing has changed until Bonediga statement here. Na Wekendrikari was once a director of Kenya National Trading Corporation. Most of these parastatals vehicle Chandrikari towards a certain maybe functions kuringana za KNTC functionary ni ethetha iria kuregulate some economy especially in and the right prices na manza zau KNTC ni eza na eza ongero mandate procurement entity on behalf of the government na ndinya the foundation ondira mheshimiwa gitanguge njega tha iria arauga ana baria bakuthomithio
I know
Jomo Kenyatta po endera ne kuthomithia thirikari noyo tukugete kugeta atia na nde to me thirikari kwanza ikithomithia yo ne gwita ngugi bwega nduru gupitia
short can we contradict
neonte kwenda kuga ou maana ndi debate ekage it as we progress, but nande back to the point ya Kindiki. Not that Kindiki, yes, now made this region, but is the deputy president. And as far as I'm concerned, the deputy president of Mount Kenya East is a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Ni orato ina privilege ikethro ari akwena atwi. Ina zone the eyes in the as anondingire deputy president nakambitika. What would be the result? For example, oninde waziri or sport imwike imbetete kwa we grocery to discuss manto wa sport are kwae na tukamuromba father atorikanire nya club for example geto kirenya mbitharo de among mbuga atongeria ba mubira za mero naga to contribute to 2 million ina ndenge kinyirora we kuraza address an immediate need zeu. That means proximity ekona deputy president ni umpadded advantage kurukia ula we kuraza and that's just a simple example ndaiza na kwena nyinge baba inge bamukinyirite na akomba ku deliver kire expectation mantizara muga at the level of a deputy tomba kuga utethirwa wina that frequent engagement na meeting ira to na bena MPs na bangi, so that means kwithirwa ore akwena ikyo kemero kiuga kirigi kianja iteaga bia kuoga. There are so many things avenue to kurukira kwewe biga kinyera president na bimo bikomba kwa implemented. But lazima to appreciate is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, but akwe natwe the more advantageous don't to kinyithia agenda ira tukwenda kiwe na ikomba kuthikirika. Na ni nyingi as we go on to kuoneria 1 2 3 by fact na twekwira giki na giki through itumbite kwithro tukiona utethi.
Kuthikira ndathikira actually ero PS Kilemi Kiburi akira former CS Mibeka netekire thirikari ruto muchoro kia know that, but what caught me ni akiwa eta obisine ya deputy president Bakari Kimero, so it is a plus kwethwa buena deputy president akwena babu, or is it not?
I don't think niteko na plus you actually nyingi dia tara discussion yingi kwa my friends bari
Kenya for bragging rights,
it's very useless actually nkwiroma in my view kulingana na assessment bro, my opinion. Tukwaria manto wa PS is like the other PS who are arigisa mwenye nte mwiche mwenye nte mwenye kinyage yenye nte mo recognize on kuria no ri kuwa kuanza to ya kuwa this PS is na this CS is title C ira kunenkerwa in Meru. I would actually say titles they are more personal than chidra china public impact. They are more personal. One nkero tiagu kia CS no kwenda you feel benefit, you can benefit. Kinya PS you kuira. I can tell you impact you nyo eta umete. I think it comes from my constituency. There is nothing I feel like we have a PS. Eni nyaba eta bakanywe chai na president. Nyaba kanyo na deputy president. Nyaba eta bakari Kimiru. Nyaba rabo ndo bakari batiania bakari kitiania. That is strictly personal business and appointment.
But you see mweka kiro aruro kunywe chai. Maybe something about Meru will come up.
And that's the mistake we are making. You know mistake to make something about Meru ya come up because to a minister for interior au meta from this region au meta from this region, but history kuyo kwa ngombe nyambe nere ireta back up to when it is long issue tutuire me address by hope that mutongori fulani yarete ne atu address this issue akara ya ku address not ne appointee. Are appointee, for example, Minister for Interior, kare wa Meru wantiura ni yetura atura it's not a temunto Meru or national figure. Babu buke akudra buingo butakara as leaders ba Meru. This is where annual dineri. Ukethra ngoya to leaders ba Meru, for example, itokorwa more than burato karanthi. Iri to akaranthi twira na atiri. For the last 10 years, rainya thirikari Ruto. Tuchoke nya thirikari ya charikuo. For all those years, nyambe ni tuire kuurwa. Nyambe ni tuiro kuchunwa ngombe. Nyambe ni antu bana tuthikite. There are so many. Together to win that pain, we choose how many do you want to bury more people? Do you want more of our livestock? Ichi urenge. To akarande tu ratongori to kwera natiri. Around to thirikari ichi on the successive free. Chikinyite mwankari kinyite. All those PSAs to area one I can mention very many. Babu on them as yes na kanari ba ministers want to area. We have our MCAs but ichi on. All that happens iruaretoringo rune press conference statements ikamekwa veto together to tiringo ruyu na uke ikambe kathira mwankari tukaringo rengi next year maybe probably tuna thirikari rengi which means katwikite hopes chetu cha solution in the wrong place as leaders, local leaders, when ili twachamanirie twera na nyambe neringi this issue insecurity ke kathira. It is not Minister for Interior eo to engage ibatu tuwekira Minister for Interior on the president on the spot to be we don't want to see a repeat of this. Ankuri ni to kindekea resolve issue rera nara kongitona. Why was it resolved? Don't think we kindekea resolve nara muno naka we resolved it. But where it comes from, how come every day to Guringo? Why was he able to resolve the other one? Which means Antobaraba Karide and you remember their own guy who is president non to orange on Yeki to try Matorinjon. Abakaridi and the you must get that piece. Ajogaber and Kubutu minister, you must get that piece. Nitia on Tontoriba, whatever we may resolve this problem. Like in Yameru, the transgender to know you quarter to identify this as a problem. Natua, it is us pushing for solution. Tia to solution from the minister. On to minister, you know, if I and Ruaka Yongi, ati kwenda manto wa Meru and you know that happens tibo you see so the way we to approach solution you kinya thai kan kwenda kura so long as to rate the minister of tourism over that problem kinya next month na the other month anto baraiba tuthomere na bamenya batu tugege tugege ngwichie tu press conference na kwarangie ngwikathira ruto hatu tumwarengi nukwelewa we must come together to drive the solution to wetera to drive the solution imuntu appointee ako value tikiawe nukwelewa
you know Mheshimiwa Aurelio okay obore bakwira thine wamba ng'ombe umwe kakuwa itirambiria ruari na itirambiria yake thirikari ne ya Kenya Kwanza na thine ng'ombe yake. I'm just giving an example on to is what we are talking about now. All these vices each on the waboria bakwira ati manto ya itirambiria kithiro barabara bakwira barabara no chiaro itena lami kinyambere thirikari Kenya Kwanza yeja, so you really can't blame them that.
I want to say that there must be a start when arano mwankara tubakambiria na buramweka wa it's very important to note that a conversation must be there na conversation ni witebati kwedererea muntu omwe and I applaud what Njori did to come together and voice it out. That's just one part of the community. We have other leaders now, elected leaders, we have church leaders, all these people and tubaba on the leaders ni leaders non to antubara batongorakia otenyu mo ida irere one antu na rira kwathiko rira muntu aura wa imaida urathi kai pastor ura muringerwa kura ako lose muntu ura o muringira kura kedera injuri ncheke iwa antu bonde ibo na itwana twanjuri ne dero tumeta njuri ni antu bo. So if we joined together antu bonde bakari in one voice na baka ikira pressure ire bateri especially IT au because bura mweka wa what birabi aretere mbua kendiki utumwa eta kudhiria thinera yari whether Baringo kana West Pokot kana all those areas is the fact that munene na umite kwa na buena thina yu na ikwa munene, so you see ni aibu muchio munene that ikiara kuona nyingi nwe nyamunene wao you know with this security so ni are na that pressure na kinya the only thing imenyo to tell unless antu bakarande na you know kwaria what they naira yoburete kuibo korwa thirikari. See there are some people when do construe that kuwa to ina thina fulani ikorwa thirikari ntukwira wewe ya ukera ba uoni drubare kwa kuthira inde ya nyuma ne atambukire ko ikira muse ya ibo timu so ikira ibo ko mwira uma bura buryo it is genuine that woni ntena karamu kana ntena penzo ko mwira uma bura burebi buryo na tikuwa ko kuronwe abawa kurira karamu kau. Is there any problem? So in this case inye ngombe antu betu kuringa na mweka I also concur that we need to come together right from the governor, right from the MCAs, right from the MPs. Nokona ituetawa minyame chama niwe mingi muno but then we need minus security even if we go to deal with health kana any other issues bado tutethera tuwe comfortable. We must begin with security. Nonto kinyaki katiba thirikari ngwira nene yo ni ukaria antu na intobio it is the basic duty of any government. Then kumau ya uyangi yake so kinyaba atu tukaria ya Meru itobati prioritize tuketa kwaria mantu athina chietu ethina chietu tuina thina ye kaumo kwi baraba wa kethera imiunda na ko niyo thina ira chetawa historical injustices for us historical injustice ira tumbike kwa people banyambene piu ni mantua security it has become a security a historical injustice repeating itself government after government. Now it is time anto baungane bagwende we need to come to an end. How will this na eke akwithira till then there must be other interest ira chutuma probably nythirikari ni ethira it take kana thirikari u consecutive itethirite chietake interest ukugethira probably the number you create it could be a reason
and again itumikia tuthura thirikari nikenda batuthiria mathina yara maybe
irenge taombere kuthira exactly
pero Mheshimiwa Murega in very short tukikenda tuyokia tunoka kanini ndio ri atiri ina kuwankanira kurwa na thirikari na ukoso wa thirikari you know iraba with a positive criticism.
You see on the kwanda ko deviate mbuga ene for example, mheshimiwa, that's the role yako immediate ko represent yanto na ko voice interest yao. So there is nothing wrong with that. Na ilazima azbatu to thirikari nde tupuntu into accountability, creditation ira to make. But kire mwekore akuga ariuga to trimane batu to suvawa. Then why is the government? The government ere au non to ikiethuriro puto in praise bomikeria
but they go more the government
and they to korea is it a solution to ko na capacity we go to secure to ingo manu is lazima tuweza the practical solutions na ikia kuga ati anto in position itebe lazima inyaki kedro timu mero agekarira igakariro nongi ko nanto thena isoba leadership na gukethra kwena raps na ikyo korea mheshimiwa about meeting recently I think there are several meetings whether kuma remote comment meeting has been there with Professor Kindekes meeting has been there kwena the other one was all the otro ilazima tochore what is the other problem na oni ntekwenda kuga critique is very easy. Na anybody can do. You don't need even to have a degree or to not to have kana kidomo kuga it is easier. But it has to reflect to churie sincerely speaking. Nonga gukethro zo mheshimiwa kuga kwena zange buga tutekuona uteu interest mutongeria ithero akiona antu baebekwa. To be very honest, oni ntomba ko durande MCA to edio mudhara kanegembe bithiro inko enjoy nkiona gantu bete bakugitata whether a member of parliament kana nya a CS and especially daito kuga CS au mete mero kana nya lewa deputy president to what interest oni mpenda antu bete bethiro intobia ibikuiwa kana antu babe kuza nonge kedro one mtu atena capacity all kwena other underlying factor chi go supersede za to kwalire lakini to the best interest ukienda gaburwe mutongeria we a genuine leader mantiza kutegwete kiethera nyago wish
very well ukuria kwethirwa mwananchi na tombotethia mheshimiwa Ureli au na arari na solution yoro rera barari na maandamano na njuri ncheke nao they had a solution that kinya Meru na bono ntubara batacho kemichinga yonde maybe
yeah, that can be a
Newton Mutedi Ariwa, I think Murega should reach out to Kindiki on this matter of budgets the way he did to get the 2 million. Incoming Meru County Governor 2027 Honorable Godfrey Mweka is right, very important. Mkona competitor hapa by the way.
What?
Governor.
Oh, it's a governor's for
Jackson Mwenda Nyanyari were tuned from the one point of reminder. One term is unstoppable. By na okay. Newton Mutedi Arua Ruto ni one term na Tiania West na we Medika Soldat Arua Martin Salimia our panelist. The issue of insecurity should not be taken for granted. Kenyans have lost their lives and poverty and property due to banditry. Na we Bliss Junior Arua tuned in Salimia Godfrey Mweka sana ni Martin Mungadia. Keep them coming. Kiri Facebook fan page yetu ni Weru TV. Moses Malia Ruajabu Martin na Salimia hawa wangwana. Sisi Karamambo Dhara ndio tumeumia kwa kuzika watu wetu last month. Mpuru was singing war songs fighting Chagwa at that time. There were unburied bodies in the mortuary. We have never seen him or heard him talk of our insecurity. Did we elect him to be singing for Ruto and Kindiki? He is now lying that our cows are secure. Maurice Shepherd Aruelo Martin and guest in studio Honorable Munya and a solution, but few leaders colluded with locals to score their goals and enemies continue terrorizing residents by banditry. Honorable Munya proposed to establish military GSU camp between the boundaries. What would our guests react 2 tukethwa twicokera twithwe tukiariria mantu yau na of course yangi maingi including utumiri bwa mbecha Kirima County na siasiri witana mbere ntereji na Mheshimiwa Aurelio Kinyawe atira atwira kwethwa ena issue na mawaziri ba county ya Meru kwethwa bakiringwa mbicha iendea tuchokere tanyi magita gatikura ya takura.
Get affordable monthly TV packages from Azam TV today. From kids shows, African and international movies, sports, local and international, breaking news, documentaries, telenovelas, and many more. Our monthly packages are 400 Kenyan shillings, 950 Kenyan shillings, or 1,500 Kenyan shillings only. Call us today on 0709 844 000. Azam TV. Entertainment for everybody.
At Digital Media and Broadcasting Institute, DMBTI, we are dedicated to shaping the future of media education by equipping aspiring professionals with industry-relevant skills and knowledge. Our dynamic curriculum, hands-on training, and strong industry connections ensure that our graduates are prepared to excel in the rapidly evolving media and entertainment landscape. At DMBTI, we are committed to bridging the gap between theory and practice. Join us and experience first-hand training with media professionals who live and breathe the craft. To apply, log into www.kimaitasdigitalmedia.co.ke or call 0768 386 883 for more information. DMBTI is on the Meru Maua Road, 500 meters from Kemu main campus. Registration for January 2026 ongoing.
Kama invite yangu haikufika on time, but I'm glad to be here anyway.
She was my rival, my competitor.
We need to shut this business down.
Hii biashara ndo kila kitu kwenye hii familia, nikufe ama nisikufe.
Kama mbaya, mbaya.
We ni mnoma sana.
One truth can break everything.
Sit tight.
tuchokera rengi na mutegeri na muthikiria karibu na aranire na batu kirukira namba chetu cia thimo na kire SMS of course na kire mitandao yetu yo kinyaniria na tuli live kire Wero FM 96.4 na no withro itu watanthi uro yonthe ukilukira www.werudigital.co.ke kanoka download app ya Wero na ukethro kiwatana na batu app ya Wero no mione kire Play Store na wami download na ukethro kithikira Wero FM kana kuona Wero TV tuko live everywhere kinya kire Facebook kimin kire YouTube no withro itu wate mokwe so still kire uditingwe bwa thirikari Mheshimiwa Kalembe, you see, President nari Meru the other day na atia mawirane yangi bypass ya 3 billion, I don't know, kedro ni iri ku bypass watu irire but iri wawire ati kwina budget ya woka bypass ya 3 billion barabara ya Nithi, ndarasha ya Nithi yoko na 7 billion na wow barabara ya kuma makutano ya Mwea ukilukira Embu, Chuka, Meru, Mwankamawa ikethro yokwa iriduo carriage. So I think boni onto Mumiru na mtu wa Mount Kenya East omba kwithira kiwira irwa except yourself.
Ntukamere murega naugire twi thirikari. But the fact is that murege thirikari na county unandi national. Ati gukuga nkuiro mono ni oririo. Auririo ugati kuga atiri. We thirikari ne twebere wananchi. Tubatire kurungamana na wananchi. Tekuwa tono ntubu thuku no tukarembe thirikari ne. Akaugo ntubu ibuthuki. Na akona president agenda ne miru every time and then he promises anga tetu chonde wauga at the end of the day ukenya gutega barabara chietu chionde imaraka na inkwaga na taumba kulinga barabara maraka na at the same time ukauga ukathia gintu gikieru wala tatsinya bire byongo utiku-maintain na chongo irio na nduro mbuga recently nwitete Nairobi ukenya gutega thick highway ile tigiro kibaki na inumete portals kuomba kumatuka thick highway ukaringe irinya ringana ukioro na ugakua ira ni thick highway ntikumekera ugwitarua ndene ya barabara hiyo ya thick highway hiyo ni gutonya na ndi capital city no keja gutonya Nairobi kera nuthirunkite Nairobi imarinya everywhere kero kuona then to the president akuja ndene ya Meru every now and then ku promise I think promise iji na ndikenda twithwa na ndi twithirikari ne batu akara comfortable na tugena ndi mwankira tha iji batu tugakaria munene kwa antu tutibakaria na una very flabbergasted igitari on the kuigwa ajumbe especially bonte kenda pati ugago ninga karake mwananchi pale jenya na ora bakambire kwira antu guni ntebera president
no ntiba kuona mawaya ku
intebera president kile iba kuona patu na tubatere kuga tugite tauro guteta thayu kiuga insecurity patu na tutune aja no tubatu ya the final user itu tubatere kuigwa na akira tugitwinyite tukwambire kuga insecurity na by the way kinya atu tegire tubatere ku 20 discuss security security very well elaborated in our constitution right emuntu wonde kwa security otumo go trima mujumbe na antu batano para bamukarite kana 20 kana nini bara mukarite wala mwana inchi na ara ora ni ntobia awe ati one nya muntu nyomo na ngomenya wewe nya mutu mana tukarira tutegete uni kuntu kakania governor Miru agache ke muri gujutijo wawe kintu kile ake omba kwa jana ni enforcement thirikari na ntatura kwa security it's a national government ko no ere murigo jwa mujumbe na kaira murigo jwa minister at the end of the day kana murigo kendeke at the end of the day andu bonde bakaya kumenya mutumo no batere gukaria antu now whereas that way antu bawate kwa train adequately kwithwa ati no bombe ku manuva kire terrain simwe pili ake mutuma omba kuongera ni enforcement kire security leo rendigite data I provide it whereas that the inya politics and divisions ile chende ne Meru ichi utuweka at a tight corner kwithwa na ndinya batu divisions chetu retu no ndo ile tutana chintano nyeto tekwe juko serious no ndo muntu arigita gatundu kawe at the end of the day president ya Kenya naja na by the way bwana Ndula ka president etherwa athi akero weja ugageke weri antugwe no ndo nkenda waziri murega atore mbibi complete etwe ndene yake u twakara ithatu na nusu imbibi complete etwe Meru thirikari ne turi tumba kuringa mpi na nte kwenda kuigwa anga referral hospital anga Meru anga tore tukanenkerwa anga ntemenya anga toronga tukairo anga kakoromone tukanenkerwa anga whatever nte kwenda promises completed nyomwera ire kweta completed na tumba kuwa nande katwizite kurugura na tukaye kurire cha uhuru cyamberirie gita riria ire ni thairo ri cheja cha furthermore itukarete thirikari ne kuna murega we are very conversant na ntutire chiongo chibatere chia twire chiendereete so tukakara nthi ata comfort zone tukaria michara na tukaria ngari ria twegi na tukaria security ria twegi turirwo mwananchi na aro no turiria kuga no safa na ugatega buri ikiriro ugatega kwa baurerio ikiriro watega gembe ikiriro all that is stretch kinya miankene watega kwa mheshimiwa Mawira is another problem nige wa ora akasibitali kaethwa na raini huyo yothe no mwana wetu togo mwana wetu no yetu no mero inakura milioni 1 na kura milioni 1 ikeja kuja kwa muntu eta kunegotiate acho tugwa batu mwana wetu bai mero baite kwa 270 votes cha Tharaka ibatare kuthikia ya mantu ja
uye sound ya temeta hate speech but
hate speech
borders hate speech
deke tuna Tharaka county na Meru county taringira ira ya Meru Tharaka Nithi county paugire baigite beto Tharaka Nithi county Meru county ndeto kinyira resource kuga resources ndugwa tukaja ukira kitu ra kugatire 1 vote 1 shilling twithwa batwe tukanisa advantage ni tuna kurire nyinge twetera muntu atwarereria waraza ya gita kithego kigata keke nene Tharaka batwe Meru uge kuthoi mwana wetu insecurity tukwarire dai kwa baurire bokara bakirira mwanga njuri kaumara njuri tebatherinye kumara in the first place aurire watira bunduki in the first place no ora ina bunduki na ora na thirikari no komba kuthi story ai ena more comment I mwana wetu tugwita kindiki akaringa kiara thaa ici mandu jo jonthe ajomba kuthira na tukomba
mheshimiwa Kalembe kumenyeta uri muntu wa kuliunga sana kuona burangu yekoritwa. I've seen you do that miake wote thire tori mbungene ntikumya na totiro na thoko ekirwa ni thirite bongo
itathiri nya kuthira let me tell you thoko ekirwa nya itathira bandu ni ongoing itathira ndenda kintu kira kionde kithiri mbere ke no nturi promise on pera dai billion tweri ni thie kathithu kwa nya rari mbere ni thia ara uria by Fred bero kinya mithiro ora turi ja nyama irinya drift ire au omba kuringa mwanga ngari ongo gatonyo ikaringa mithumbi so ukajo twira atiri anga twe president nare kina promise ngugine ambiri ku kick off twambire kuona ngugi kick off kanywene kamutongeria all president akarunga makauga ana bonde ibete batira uniform school ndokora kwa guku gate mwana umutongare to kwena ena nyomora middle person ale to wewe ena uniform aravu antotethia antubara bio press na ndeba thina wabera mwana okunete urarari nyomora nini etana nguyu school mbere ni operation mwana akagya stress na otibia akathoma kou tugatonyithie nya siasa ndene kithomo no tuba promises kintu kembere alimu bongo bali changirana baba na ukime agape slip kao buga mwalimu ura we pay slip ene mono mbu ingirinya ingwe nyamura tuturari nwe assembly iturari ka pay slip ka tigara ngirimo gwanja ndio ogito housing ojoge ogito sha at the end of the day ga kuthira ko stress ndi alimu bongo bena chio manga bero baba changire mwana no tiboko na mwana ina problem recently ndene mwana ejitra sipazo kuma akachio eja akurukita bagara na 0.67 eja au middle school agojo middle school ari mwalimu akori alimu bomba honi kunthomithia nondo na tabomba kuthithia boka thomithia ejeta wenka ndagerio mu interrogate mwana atina achiari atina ambi mbo mucheke ndaringire mucheke amurane tenja bonane kinyare bogota national middle school etembio school ngira kurukitie akashubo kama day school athome ariku athome au so stress yetu kunenkra ana betu no tuba promises rate nao no tuba lengo yetu 2027 dinama mwananchi na batare kukarubu bwega na nyake thanto be thirikari ne bakauwa ikuthuki ono ndo ureria thirikari ne na kuga ikuthuki kakonda kuthuki thirikari ko nyo president no kuthia makosa ko true promise na nyawe kendeke ukaja kwirwa kura milioni 1 cha Meru icha Tharaka hapana cha Meru ni nenga big share cha Tharaka ni nenga small share kenda tumutambu mwana wetu
Mheshimiwa Murega au tutekwayania a community and again inkumetu ina wira ne bwa wita Singapore but madena kayo bagodira antuko mwako eri shwali
mbere ampa mbere na Mheshimiwa Karembe is my personal friend na tumete mbali
kulingana
kukengo kiambo no komenya BBI story twari
Mwaka
na
wako
wetu
kia
maere
mene.
ma BBI on one element ne promoter one shillings
One man, one shilling, one
na
vote.
ikaremu ne akuga we should
tunamuraga touga atiri nwene one shilling one whatever touga ndi buki but tukauga nao kuja kureta gite introduce gite kia prime minister is now you are attaching structures cha constitution welaza tukambina ndi kuga ate katukuria line nyomba yetu ye week
anko araire consistency kenda twithro twe in line non to the same bench yoeze we propagate in fact ware antu bana barato ware against ye nande
kira in fact
ke batitu baire na twengo nyake amene misimamo yetu. Number 2 about promises na ikyo kwenda kuamberia auto makire insecurity. Number 1 ilazima to appreciate inya governor mutuma uria tukuga security is not a devolved function. Is a function in national government. Na itukuadmit that but tuna responsibility ya kukaria antu betu regardless kwethero kwena these other government levels hizi na ikyo NPL tombere kuongera inyare andu muru and I remember kuba bia kuria na inya kugeria kuongera ukaria na hari kenda bombo tutetheria na ndithia chetu further to that na ntikyo kuga as a reader ilazima tuetha ne other alternatives kana ira tuweta solutions bea kuga ke pare bakario it is not enough as a reader na ikyo oni in as much as tukuga is not a devolved function kwena nyamo indikana the rate prime minister Raila Odinga Diria mwero nkanga I think that region bakwete antu mugwanja kwena agreement mwero nkoro kwena agreement submitted Imarias Maranya. I remember that time on to indare barrier to the prime minister by then. Na agreement era proposal imochi ariku especially ukuwa KDF kwithroe and I remember there was something rad area zano to KDF ikenda at least kwithro kwena either buffer zone kana yani establishment ye ekambe area ikenda in case into be one day bigakuruka ndera nonto kwena kwena zone area. Those are alternative maybe tukendelea ku explore na imbize kipindi kiki thikairwa both roko na inya nationally ibo tuigwa nonto part of proposals ira nonto nya first governor na ariku the second governor na ariku in fact orambo bakuga atariku either than na for the governor na iba kumenya some of these problem ira chedreto irio. Those are part of the issues here ira tubateri kwethira tukiara ira tukona implementation yecho na tukera abunge betu which one I agree abunge betu babateri nonto they are part of the national with oversight na accountability bateri gojokia this concern as a serious issue nonto apart from there those are areas inatomba in future kutegera for farming purposes rozero akinya na area na insecurity kethro tekuto akinya level area mheshimiwa Oreri akugira tukengirwa naza then and the future generation bila tomba kuthugania nonto town hizi chetu tubateri kuthira twithuganaia mantu za kuendelea kugeta farming yaza farming bateri kwithira ina au Rwanda ro kwena enough water kwena enough security na at least mantu zara zegie uremi na unless security ka solved issue ine uremi bobonge bwandethia na inyo uremi bobonge botiombekika na ko ine thre tokwaria tokiuga we are in the government we agree kwena thina na unless to admit na to kwena thina to tiombo solve the neze na thina na ya solve ne atongeria au akene nkwenda
na atongeria babe tu bwana Mwika barua mantie sasa the whole of Mount Kenya East AJ I think ni embwa kiomba weto kethra mtu ya Mukonji wa Manyata ati wetikanĩria na thirikari ya Kenya Kwanza otherwise banki bonde abunge banki bonde wa Mount Kenya East iba kuwatanira na thirikari so then mtu achiuria atiri kama antu ya thuki kweri na atongeria baba batikuwa very representatives bantu bakiwa mantu ya bui then things are okay just okay
Dula unite country thirikari nini uni kankwendra kuwithio thirikari kankoromba kengavana endete ka country but kui mantu yamwe ati kumata kethro thirikari na kana uti thirikari and I like the conversation but katuchoke akire atongoria to yao first of all Meru County kana Tharaka kindegi Tharakari kindegi nyethera national leader lakini tena tuire national leader Meru na national leader County Kenyambi East tisa sawa kwa the same time to leader to Meru County Meru tuna leaders Meru tuna atongoria na utibu outsider whether president whether deputy president whether nimbi amenya kumenya thine chietu kurukirwa twitete tuchiche I can tell you from another source bala kuyotwithukira bayam ndi boya sana nonkuire ibe bangite boya sana na ibaichi kuya ng'ombe is like part of untobora with the courage ni achievement kuyanara tiania kuyanara egembe okay okaiya but now baturi
au kinyama wako abakalema
nibibo na kuonza baheta bakaiya antubara iba ibangite na iba kumea wamba is part of the things they do abatu tukuye kuyori since miaka yonthe the 80s all this wrong kumeita ruo baturo tuyare tweterere kenda tukamenya baraba ibanga bayo tuya kenda tuibanga nuiko gikyuria no atuira nu tunatongoria yesa mukosa uko kwenu yesa tukosawa mukosa uko kwenu yesa na yoro muntu narathi wote wantu ibarathi no lakini wabauria bura betere ku state house na taburo betere ku yesa atora kiumara buri this MPs na nkuwa buru naraba mbene bathikirite. Take it to the bank, my people. MPs I think is the most useless bunch. To MPs. The bagrovera is the most useless bunch. When opinion you want opinion.
No, I'm just trying to can go chori atri. Nate bunge baba useless. Now most of them actually is second termers.
Now Vikira country in the Nyoro nini Singapore. Singapore tu ite kandi dinonyore Singapore ni tontu nania kwarakira umeko manto ya mo fact na tubiriko tukiarerakia ni tontu akuwa mwana ne ire mwanke ya chukuru aro mbere mwana we okinyana ara chukuru ya kwira arimu bamuthomethina arimu payslip yo ite kwakire how comes in that village ra umete atukumba kwa identified mwana wa identified ya wako identified kiharu muranga aikwende school for free athoma na akuruka ni tontu twinana bara biki tundi school and I can mention very many cases. By it in school bakathoma in the university now bathomere in school. Why is it that batwe anabetu mwana istragu mwanka eta wichura chukuru wengwa okete tumuringa embicha kana mutongorie tahiringa na mwana mbicha oneka mutongorie concerned sana na mwana shemo ni unonto no abwiri kuona mwana from the village no amwikende school ni tonto batu as a community tweterete anabaraba baremo kuthoma then to identify to ba ambassador. Why is it that before to bamenya to ba ambassador in netamurange kubwithia na ataki haru kubwithia tukubwithia ibundu kuratiri problem leadership ndula otimenyo resolve otimenyo omya excuse ukayana excuse ya our MPs. Why is it that the mtu mwekwa kids can go to school for free the MP bana bawite nembi bana barawire so many MPs have said ana no batho membi for free and kuba identify is that where the problem is need to by identify to riebongi yes sir is a very serious problem to eneo manto yesa worubo ko yesa na biuto manto bo yesa na bo inko nanto ibogera kuwa biuto manto bo yesa no nto anto baba inge ba elite thirikari ba kona atiri yara huma puri ba me elite ba kona atiri miagere akui miaka no itite uho kwendra mbambiria kurwa thirikari tha intare birambwiri kuria mbere miaka ere kinya na arambela bele go nanto babiria kwa luka bambiria witantere ingi no nto baka nyenga itilirwa meri ile kure but anto baku basafite for how long no nto bago kudroti farm no nto no kira ku lose biro kuria at present so utimenyo substitute poor leadership na excuses ko bita tu nebyo batu as a problem poor leadership ko into kigiri bikirwe nani ari ante ko methera ibai ngoshimu aririe issues chandro kuira wa jeshi etandroene ito watandirite kinyamui erate kinyamui umeura bo etandroene nyamui ubura thine tu katukurwa ndropeti listen to our rallies ino orondre kirwo kalieto kan to eta chenga attribute to a particular line to indra mo atekre shune but marito rato itana rally ne how come For example, if you have a CS, kana wina babu ngugo weta bwina ichibi na biori, why should I not talk to you in a manner kuiboto mbigia kubwethia wo kathana na ro kuthana wa ndetera tukombotethia ntu betu twachamania mbere ndi andro kuura wemba mbe kumburing to size mbame kwarukie uwe icho ndro twina chio woi kwa tongorie betu bara senior in the last 3 years ndiko bugiendra wa appreciate tongorie in the last 3 years. I can tell you governor na mutu moya I hope 2027 kayo kio ntu nkume yako isasawa lakini governor na mutu moya you do not need 3 years. Utiku need 3 years ntula transform Meru County mantu yoneka no ntura atirwo no raretire uthi time ndina kanya kurwa no raretire ntu naretire na atikuo na to iku undi ku nkarerite na indri uini ngwa ndikuo utongi iku ini ndikuo imbi nkori yo raitire. I have no problem with raitire. My problem is indri ku thaini mburi kundiru na issues ira chiku cherwe cha barabara. For example, unemployment rate nteta mongo dogonelia effects cha poor leadership. Ire tuendra kumenya ana betu bandene Meru, and I tell you inquiry about these youngsters graduates kabo yuri ndene Meru County. I have cases like 5 bena master's degrees, my friend, bena first class honors degrees, no jobs. Need to batu as a county when other counties are doing the same. Tutukwenda kumenya why is it we have a problem, high problem of joblessness re kato tukumba kutheta rwana betu na mbere wabangi bakiona. Need to batu Tiane West nambu mete the other day ndrona show ingi ndriko dhoni sana because Tiane West yongo ana Tiane general oitie boyembe na withi ye impeta kidogo that's a fact lakini oitie rutereru my friend ko no barabara elami is a problem but then nyeki kintu kwa attribute. What is the issue? Promises ndula ndhilekeli ntenkwari mno lakini you cannot blame President Ruto non tubo problems chondera tunachonde na Meru yango musapo tuntike manto tutamwendre kana whatever lakini nkua but to feel as a leadership to do me shift blame you to the national government kana to the president when at the county level at the MCA level at the MP level at the women ref at the senate level antu bate kutango ichio ende torua president no promises how about you wembe no promissory for example konkudhile kiliri mbere to promissory wo bwithiti yata na sindriefu kuntorene mbere ya kublame president na bwata bwithirire sindriefu ya automatically utuko need ko lobby ki automatically by constitution. What have you done with it? Katori mheshimiwa Aurelia what have you done with yours? In short
ari yangu ndo chokeria mweka kama yako ikaraida au geraza mbere makenda ikaiwe kumi ari kwa solution raiko mweka kezana kuga problem is very easy kugo tengo ge etera tininda kugigira time yakwe ezano nangi mweka the only ndaigwa iongewe nanto lakini umenye mtu enanto ate ononge no enanto lairo kauga governor tutona utena kiongo kega that is insult by itself no kuigwa na lairo kuona bangi bakurumana in the platform. What you are doing here is exactly that. Kono kuona image reflection yeja kuga tuizo no aza provide solutions tuone utongeria na solution zeuna ande ungu karindiko eza na 1 2 3 about the insecurity lakini kuga problems otiuga
na kuwa nkuwa bubui kwa kintu kimoto kwa irutana as variance me ai thirikari ne na muntu thirikari no mongaire ku defend narari na no mwanga defend butu woke lakini mrango ndakuwa na
waziri arikuria atiri kile mantu yo ndio kuwa ri what solutions do you have?
Solution here ngo admit ko na insecurity na ndabuga insecurity is one what you are doing what you are intending to do and what the government the national battery go that the same way neongo expect the aspirant abateri kuga these are the problem lakini atongere baba te ugeta 1 2 3 pate to aketozo we buy the mweka in as much as kura ikaringo 2027 what you can be able to solve now between now and that change wherever you got change kana the thirikari ende should be able to help nekethro nyani nde yaza ndoma kiogwe the better ikenda to solve bira bikombe that time kwethera ko kageta change ethro ogutethia nto lakini utumba gwetera atina nde antu bare ugukwenda represent bare thina ikienda wizo kwa 20 abagethra boko
ende muchogire no ntaku utiko tiambitila ati kureka me muntu thirikari no bwakari u lakini the problem rero kari atiri mbere wi ya kureta a solution to something na niomba mbiririe tekamba mbiririe in the wrong footing mbere ureta a solution to something na uwenya kunenya problem understand the problem there kubira and explain problem the way it is but the biggest problem to eneo ni undelesa a solution imbi solution atu kunindi number 1 ira Meru County nango kura ndula if we resolve that inyama ntoma ingio kona ya kare kipishika wastage tu our main problem wastage resources ukia kuthiata in every aspect nandra wo no to kwambira mbuwe solution rumbe kwithero na nkwireke babu no kuthiata na buga resolve iteni ndrene county babu bubuikuo on to no bukwa no resolve before 2027 go and clear the issue of wastage the project kinyemo wito yukie kubithike county thai and I can mention many tena time we commission but we will go and see every project you may analyze how much was spent in that project impact like that project ukona the wastage that is there better churire how do we resolve the problem how do we resolve the problem
including ya mheshimiwa Arera kwa ni excesses and wastages mheshimiwa Kalembe chairman Bereweja ariera mheshimiwa already because Aurelio aretene thai na thuri na kura na bura mweka kuwa ne atiri entirely the president akiobatire kwithirwa akiaro kairua lawama kinya babu bangi buthuri. So, what are we doing about it?
I think ndula muntu ende athurirwe aina personal contracts and an individual contract with the people baraba mo elected. Whether women rep, whether president, whether MCA. Na utiomba kulauma the president for everything. Utiomba kulauma MP for everything. But also everyone kwena kento keto job description even when you are being employed wendula waandikia we muntu kuya kubuthi interview na kwaria kameme na kuonekana TV ne kuungi fundi wa mitambo daira mitambo ikathuka tutumba kukwambiririo kuria nonto mitambo ethuka ura tukambiria kuria nonto muntu ena responsibility chiawe kuringana na job description yao
but you see kwenda the collective responsibility
kwenda kuwa ndula you see when as a politician mbere piumba mbere yara tuire manto promises every politician makes a promise and makes promises before being given kanambere onenkerwa contract eronenkero ni antu no mwanko kanenganera promises imbinka bwethia one you might be over promising because otiche nya imbiwetete kubwithia because otekwelewa ngwe no nto probably waomba kwethira woithwa ni MCA omba kwethira wina mandate kariye governor na niyo nya wona nye MCAs ba Meru tukirwa na governor nonto you see when dira tuire na tuwa batu itwite kurutangu we made promises but clearly tukumenya as we make these promises cha barabara kubwithwa na ndoe kubwithwa na whatever katibe no te MCA imbecha na resources is just the allocation you understand but now we ya uketha nirende na governor nwo kwire ende weria line ineku na ndie line inekwa kuimplement na kubwithini kabwithia weta kabwithia budget na riku lakini wana ntorene no ntunyanto no aba promise na niongo you know when you are doing that whereas you well know that nyacheria te wetegeria ku make those promises so wabati kwithira we MCA nwetete kuwa unkaila kiambia chenu cho tumiro boya uninka uwa amanto yenu isa sawa na uninka hakikisha amanto yenu yo kinyambi kethira you know assembly but now keko promise there is no problem na mbenda kwe mukuru umwe muziasa atwira na nteno nya kwetarie tu atwira as a politician you are in the business of giving people hope anto you ever ilete ni umwe na mukuru muchie kana mwe kuru muchie atiari buke yakuonia family nu tino bo itana kabo ukua inya kwirwo no twaya wa mwe kuru akethira utebio bie nyumba bia kurua na kabarere impara bionde aikira maia nyungu na kudekela na aikira rui na baka akiria mwankana bakama mabeterete witatia kuria just no ntwate kwenda uba disappoint that utebia kurabie nyumba ereko hoping that rokere toyokera a miracle will just happen tomba kwithira nyabi wete tukaitatia tukayukia bakaria now that is now where we are as Kenyans itukinyete au but o promise there is no problem no tiomba ku lead people to ba hope thinere reo as a politician ndi murangiri untiumba kuwa ngaikira barabara elami antu bako benda kuibwa muno nkibera ngaikira barabara elami ngaikira kuko kuirwa ko but as a genuine politician nimbati obera nkabera inkomenya bwinde ibu kwenda twikira lami ndumbi ira tukona county ne itiumba wikira lami nduka balabala kara twaikira karabati na twachoka twaikira ambi maram bibyo nkumba na inyara kutikumba wikire kamaram kabaira pio mwaka yoto tuomba wikira maram nduto kainjaki you manage the expectations janto na it is not bad to give promises na promises should be given na everything starts with a promise, with a dream. I want to give a good example. Ndaracha twakire mbuga itaweka uyuri. Started as a dream. And everyone was like, wakwaria mantu ya ndaracha yeka uyuri. Does he know? Kwena regime ya ire nengi. Lakini ndaracha yeta akika nuntu. It seemed impossible. But ito ame akire. And when you go to people, bakwira itakaraika yaka yumbika. It is not bad to dream about going to Singapore. It's okay. It's not a bad dream to dream about kokaraya Singapore. Lakini uraweta Singapore no na it is in danger ya non tueta lami weta chukuru is free nambi tembaya. But then imbi meshazi kotoko yuki as a country kana as a government kenda tokinya Singapore.
Yeah.
Na dia Lumumba kwebua awire utiomba kwethera we promise antu tweta mawa then withera probably utanjiriria kuria ngare cha mawa stage ara chethera chetete. So the promise is good. It is good, it is a nice thing to hear. But then kwena intobira tukwira runaway corruption, kwena other things ira tukwiro ende we stage kethera yontu yayu whether in national government kana county government and other areas. How can we minimize those things? How can we ensure that inya kethera I projects iwi kubwedwa itethera ira chena inflated value? No kuona. So those are small things that we can do. Yeah. Na number 2 kaya kwa ile getha imotongori ora ikiri Singapore arere. There are those things, there are stringent measures that they took. There are cuts that they made. And there are those things that they did. Yeah. So ninte kurea tueta Singapore, I would be happy Kenya ya kara Singapore. No tukembere kidomo kethera keke otheri. Kabisa Singapore kidomo keke otheri. Kinya tourists baraweta Singapore wawa etarua re Singapore kabwithia shopping no uwe no chokairwa part of taxes ira wachokerwa ba kendo choka ringi bakinyete level ekwira ende mbeche yo tunenkera kwichio tunenkera ndu atuchokeri imwe kenda nyawe yaringi wibwe wina tamaye kuya kuko etore. So there are those things that inje yako na tutamani tukarabu. But then are we taking the right measures kenda twetau? That is what we need now to ask ourselves. Itoita number kwebonge na buo about criticism of government. Kana probably rirambu muntu wita let me as a leader kana mutongoria ndi murangiri ndina various areas nanteomba kumenya chionde chararatea kandebene ntangelia sijui karachi kwina charuru kwina nduluma ntemenya kumenya na ata chionde charara at once no mwanka kwithira kwina trustee aumbira duare kandebene tukurara kurwa neamba mwezimu acho abura tu itatia tutethuka ambira unte batio metake that kaumpura kanaka kaina ando na uni kambira bura nturete atia ekari no tunanda muone kawaida ambira bu runte temuringire ndenka mu sideline batu ntu kwarakia bara bombira na antu bonde murangiri abo kuina uti so what is there is also atongoria betu bala no take criticism tinya criticism no to criticism ngwa immediate na nambi kunenya muntu ure ya akwira na let us also inya tongoria bedire rieto psychophancy na kwa hypocrites uteyo kidira ndula no mutune yo mwire kabisa ndula no mutune murangiri no mwiro so that boambiriri ocho kidira ibo kwenda murangiri atune akara ndula na ate imbi mwa mwaka isa sawa. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, chairman itwete Singapore
ikanthiguruka nini muno kai compare na Kenya. Kenya ogeta gwetaga Nairobi River. Nairobi River isi wenji enya ngo nyani kwa thiri nyantu bongo nya safiri bongo kulingana ule kunuka na jau ti muno. Singapore ikandika kremi riene na Singapore mutongerero wa Singapore ka prime minister wa Singapore agethie Singapore ikinyite akarire ndi arathuganiria muntu ure ongi Singapore thuganairia ure tegugwe Kenyans tutero boga sumbaka self interest no ndigo kila mtu araria self interest. Singapore ite arairagia self interest ya arairagia ndura were gambi njire iko manufaa yaku kaija muntu ure ongi ikawa biginji ukorea iwe nko kuwa mureo at the end of the day weto mekire ke elevator uketho ina mbio no keja kugwatwa biginji Singapore utheko wakira ndimonyo gwati abangi. Yes, I'm telling you. Okay, kutaka private sector ya Singapore ikalija ni educate raw a public sector kaiye mnyomwera ogo ikotekera miundo msingi ya umma ndani ya Singapore ni ndongi sana yaga kan kwateka hospitali ila wona ni ndongi ogo kutekera transport ya public andu ba prefer ya public ngurukie mbio ya private ngari se Singapore ka Italy kaithero Italy kada mwaka juu ingare ngiri emwe ichio no na kalingwa taxi
so withwa ni nto zite Singapore
ni kwithirwa mwankira thaa ici mbere ngukwira boya kanda kwira atiri kunya wigirwe mutano kuru ntaugire twa maria tuga ati kweje ne solution kwa solution kidogo kweje ni lakini wotigirwe augire atiri twi leaders kwethera divisions na kwithirwa twi ruja itureke kwitana name calling na kwambiria tukiuga una kali itu concentrate na mandu ya tukite data ingwetikie solution ibatire kwithwa ithikiri bwa kana ekonekana so wita Singapore ugoya kwithwa China batu ndi kureta population ya China at least ni kugidata so batu ituge twetete China
is billion plus.
Yes, na ito compete ne uno tunyango geographically China nduguwa geographically ne nene lakini kale aka mabuti ka Singapore ika mabuti chama ka nyo uno thiurunke o au ukakathiria so promises imwe yesi tethuki jaura auriria uga lakini woni nkenda muntu ja MCA na eja ne promise muntu ja waziri na eja ne promise muntu ja Karembe na eja ne promise nambirie kwa anto painkillers nduguwa naba panando naba nini lakini muntu yona resources ya president akaeja na promise muntu ja mujumbe akaeja na promise na eja ne promise akwamba kuthithia biwe na bio rende anenkeri tukona ren nejite atwa hope ko nya kiu kenge yatendeka ndikumaketho kugwata nda kwira ketha mongetha i mujumbe ena CDF 130 million itombirie kuona atiri impact 130 million akiambirio twira atiri mwankera thai inkungangana akigina kira kigetigera president flagship project ile titigera president tukaringa mbio kindamu aria promise uni thongi lakini kwetho inyakira kinini wena kio tibio tukuona it's very dangerous katuge atire dula ngetikanire na muntu uga president aka blame entirely yes aka blame entirely lakini abatire kumblame yes no ntu inywe na manipulate MPs baba ba muthithe ya mantu jaria atawerire wananchi thina ya executive ikwithirwa unipendete baureli mono betho be very independent tena ya nyomora yao pakona we butete we brongo mako we butete kinyare bo mureba bari anga ba kuringwa mbicha anga banine whatever yes maoni ja mega lakini ja mathuku no ntumuntu na ndiro ye goteke ibatere gwito no ntumuntu jo noe teke slave ofisini area na batere gwithwa igitare awa agete nya gwithwa atiri ena muchatho na bawe ena muchatho na ntubara bangi na area na bara bangi ko mujumbe rira gwita akurukia policy na ageta akurukia miswanda na akurukia nteto ire chiki nyumi na mwananchi kenda mwananchi ainyerwa i president akugitha atia agwikira inya at the end of the day akamwandikwa o president paka mama gitandene kimwe na president itibatere gwito u tubatere representatives zubantu CMP akirunga maaria akaria akimenya atiri ni antu agithite atia ali presented ja watu waragia na murega turi mbio tukuga pana tutembetire mbio antu tuike milioni jere tumbetire mbio tumbetire antu baba batuitete pamambeto baganka yambembe batuitete mami kwa akirwa marwa batuitete to ataka to can discuss nteto to ana bangi babangi tutenda ko ithwa ba tera life weu batu twetirire so as imagine to akukumona milioni izire we have to stand with the people ko bira bikora kire ajumbe betu imusimamo cyo kumenya atiri ora bengire gachagua no bathiretania president the process no imwe etha kwi mantu boko ate bugi yo bamura twakwinga tire muona murego uju twaretete musonda yo kwinga kaberia yes na tukoinga ngare na ambio kenda tuthikiro kenda tuthithia ambio tuthithia ungi ona ri kinya kada tutimwinga we itukumenya mundu uju akaigua na agachokaraini at the end of the agachokaraini ne bile tukoina bio katoina andekwa ndene ya thirikari nene ikura kore nya president Singapore reality Singapore in dream nukuigwa after inya wango igitare na reo na igitare prime minister wa Singapore ajukirie ile nene mono wakanyinya gakuire onge arajukia no ngwata ko president miaka 10 ese agatwa mantu yu tam ojora toero kairi tam ajajo ngwa toeri mundu awiri baru agetithia taxi na ora gwetia taxi twara mundu o mama mboga akauma ke mama mboga arugurerwe mbio nduka ne arugurerwe ogero na aro mwankira tha iji bottom up mwana kanengerwa anga 50 angore ndura no rene president ukiamba kuthithia ogero mayo nkaraia ni gweje ko gwekethwa uwo mpuri onto kangorie
ute up to date nonto president nararia
tengwa ndo kwera
akinenkanira beche chenye
sawa senyota ko thoma maindia kwa senyota beche senyota yes ni rari naja no rari wona ni abagara baranenkeri
baranenkeri
no kumya ndene ruiro rwarera rutiona inya mwana omwe I'm telling you.
How do you know?
Yes, angai system generated. Eka system generated. Nera taranto nera yonge direct wondra ndai muchemani nyana rungo ikansene. Naitoke na youth baba ingi muno. Ndoria nore koko kunarua omba kurunga mo kenjara mpere nara nkedi nyota. Irito nyoka kai nyota. Nyoka. Teme akali nyoka we. Otora gidire atia. Oto wonekere. Ko ntuku wengi ndadi na muchemani ne jwa nyomwera ndene atigania ndoria nore ko nyomwe ko percentage rera nenkeri area very small etiomba ya gwari realistic atiomba kodwa etachi anto badiria onge however kankoire kuntura president rawe to nenkera na ba 50,000 at the end of the day limone chiao cha thoma 22
awire 22,000
tikera ni amba ambethirie 22 pero ibu ambe bwa nenkerwa bwa nenkerwa the other lot kenda bukitate buendelea
good thing
nao etera ngumpambethirie ni nteto yes ni jita gutethana kwe point ngora kuga mbero taringa kwe ni jita gutethana well good mpango jumu waka mono is mwanga jure to president na njira ya politics ya two term tukoja kwa mujumbe areo ngavana areo mbeche ikomba kwa devolve dikeja na aja uju ana wo baka generator system yu kwererwa ono amechado arungamirete youths ko ne umbena na ndanto bara murega bonde arungamirete ndene meru pa youth almost inya percentage rero ne bwenyi 2% rero ne mbeche chenyoka ndene ya meru
of course nonto na it's a good thing to na mheshimiwa murega aona murega no romerete
ngwanda nande ana bonde ba meru murega wengwa abera iburonere mbecha 50% babo yuthe bwena mbecha 50% 30% 20%
president are very clear na one number ya na baraba kuona mbecha hii was actually 800 and something so
batarare tentira etera mbere tentira waitara nuguigwa niko yorana bawo kugira aya baringaneri etera batari ba meru wake bari bembu
na
Tharakanithi na Meru County ana bara wone na ana ubonde muraga wenga na mobilize youth na mubire jo sandi chokojura ba Meru wake bakojura keni kire kampundu aya toringaneri county ithatu Embu Tharaka na Ambi itenti
because he's specific
so ndendo koria atire ndendo koria ate ndura compared kira ana bara murega amobilize asandi bakejara na compared na county ida to president ejo chia njota no kuigwa ntukwera ni ko reflect ayuthi ba Meru na mbere ejoketo ka fraction kau iba bangi mono batetekere
because president nare categorical very clear na uwa specific number mheshimiwa
akibwagizo of tabako nenkerwa le kibwagizo kiarembi
Fair enough.
kiari 2 term
Mbere mambo gego gasa onto bagu integrate show isn't ya na at least executive kana thirikari tore ogetoka iri ratu eze history aza iri rande MCA the director za karete na ndo together to inyo kumba kuerekania
Very well.
lakini daito ina all the right of both local na national no tochokie na inko gwiro mono ndena oversight okwaza na nande karembe uga mtetezi wa aspirant yaza nande mantazamo to za arua kaewa kalekeria perspective mbere mapamberie na Singapore no ntono mbolete kiuria kiu from the word go ambuge nyanje so tha ici atigire atwira akeza
na ateja heja tukuite
statement doria ite ugoga answer
Yesu tongare na tani
na in fact mo joge kiuria ga Singapore mo joge kiuria ga Singapore you answered that question
and mheshimiwa Murangeri okuigora koreta equation to that post the reason that go every time in the history is about kuweza na Murangeri mheshimiwa na ugere iyo na wirigero naito kugozo ndendo kuri just ka history kidogo na imbize mheshimiwa Murangeri mulito sheria na is also an historian kwena mtu etawa Martin King Luther rĩrĩa ugere I have a dream junior ekwethirwo kwigita ria kinya ngoci nyeusi zeze yathane Kristo ya America 40 years back irio Barack Obama at the year of 2009 irie zire kugeta atia 208 kwa the president augaga I dream lakini atamionere dore amwe the same way Kibaki 2030 was a vision but the easy President Kibaki targeted the same way in the aspiration che dream na vision na hale twetete doesn't mean it can actualize kile tu term mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto no is a co-actualize at a time back kiriaza turina nditha izi kiremant za tukwariria measures ikwarerua ibarabara yaza towards ire umbo twike towards that dream manto anyota is part of the realization ya dream is nonto is about investment kiremo youth na kumwa empowerment nonto apart from white collar job ire mbuga tumba gwetera public sector kana private sector create environment ko absorb bonde it may not be possible kiri time ira twenayo nyota is a program both World Bank plus the thirikari yetu na irethiritwe keza na tu young people were between 18 to 29 years na PWD up to 35 years na mbete hizi every ward cha Kenya yonthe na ndene nkwenda tukinya na 70 barata getawa to every ward of which antobara baingi bethugani it's about only the capital injection lakini yakorirwa antobai baratrainawa training area inyoka sorry site ni other fund na capital range ya gutetheria we mo youth entrepreneur training area ne go expose mind ye kuna go kuria ore ombagwa prepare number 2 mbeche it was disbursement into two maita zaire itara mbere 25000 but get 25000 ne 3 ne ukuritana culture saving which is compulsory ikiego tigara 22000 na ilazima wezane na ndeno ntaiba itani ura batumira na what ku identify biashara ile okageta na manja zau kwe barabomba kuona itobeja tonunu but I can tell you kwe antobambere tismo na bakae bakinya kuraza lakini muntu zani kanonge ole okuona menyeretie mbeche nyingi watu na mheshimiwa mwitonga Karembe maybe tombo thogania those are very small but muntu ule umenyeretie gwa kiampempe maybe kiri chamukia kana kurugura kashopu kakurugure kakwendia twinto bombo kwira you can start that small no gakinya kuraza ko tutebateri ko despise the humble beginning. Ntukwera around chere atibo on the bombere gukine. They were selected. Na ikyo tukuga eze selecta manto za zondo tena oreta uzulerie kiratachi. Idimone. Star 254 ash. Na yongwa ena njirerera selecta wa ko urethro ore one time, urethro two time. Utena oreta uro kiole kire criteria area ore ogo na ore kiama geko kana ore murengo zweko. So it is not the correct position kuga it was an agenda siasa nonto all for the 1450, that is 1450 wards, 70 beneficiaries ba wodi uchonda na criteria nemo all over. Ko yeu ni kwenda kuputi create na program yenyo tate akioka inya star 254 na baraba to dikirete you can do it uketheria nyota na tinyoka as my
waziri taarifa
uketheria yes mheshimiwa will critique kenda tomba inya gutethia for future goito gwetekeria criticism na oni tezo kyabwe na ndambe au number 2 uketheria story renge asrafa number 3 now ni okwenda antobere ononto this show ne kuinform this show gichunge ne kuendelea kumenyithia ntubeto ugetera wirogwe etera mwangalire angatukenga thirikari ufaindika intobiri obateri benefit yavyo benefit these 2 years ire aza na thirikari irerio ugetera iwo kwirwe kabangwa nontomba gwetera ugetro tafaindika birabire na inye wenge kwena wirigiro bweku ona karembe ozo tore aza mheshimiwa ito touga asura to number 1 lakini ande no kuigwa wendere nani ndendere
ko nitaitini onteliendo
etera ko lazima to defend bila twethekana yabio na ikonde yaza ikena mbera mtorea taizi kwena manto a prior running area omba kwa certified kire ukethro wena technique skill yomba gutethia na maybe otena certificate tonyare star 254 ash kwena nyamwega kuoneria process kwa certified kire manto kuona certification ye mbuga we kampeta uteta skuru we mbuga gintu kingi na we na skill no tukubara bathomete through experience na kira batena ki certificate program ire are nyingi tirareria kazi maju tona time tokareria chio no tuchonde
ndendo kwira atiri kanini ngakwira atiri how I wish mubango jo ijo ere devote ke pastors bishops na maskuru nonto nwene na ura ya Rwanda etara mpande kone ni ndegura none Rwanda nyarura rwa nyuruma na rwa mumui na najo Rwanda rwa uriri na ura ukiwantu inyabo ana ibatiariwe youth we nao na nuje gotestima nuje batethimo nongwata ana una bore batensi disadvantage bakamenya star eu muraga kugare nao baka didu atafare
etera ndura yauge karembe
mbere wita kimuika uniambwe kantu
ndura area ugote na MP menya area ukarembe yako etachionde tie na MP
na ndio MP ojore
ko no
ni tinda mashinani
because I think ko dia topic ye nyota unikambuwe u ambongele u. It is good to appreciate the small gains. It is one of a kind. The program one of a kind equeriotet youth. Maybe bira ketobatikua katobatikua nebatikudra ina a well thought out plan bureke endelea kenda ya sustainable.
Bamo baimeta ya bariwa ne tokenism.
We ntekwenda ometa tokenism because today if you have interacted na nto barabe ntorene na youths ba kwe mo youth akuona kia kabisa wake akuona me I have a message mo youth endo mbangiri nyanya na embera if you give me 8,000 digera if you give me 8,000 ndina certain project mpona kia kwambiriria no interdate genkiwa kethera kwe bonge bukoro yambi maishene to keep himself busy na also probably to sustain himself. So for me ntendo me trash because I know in a impact but now kwe manto ya ile yarambo ya kama how effective is it na kinya the reach you know youth baraba kwenda ngui baba inge na baraba kwenda inye wite baba inge probably au kwa kalembe akuwa probably it is like a drop in the ocean is true itokwenda a bigger reach kana ekinyela antu babaingi. So the government, those are now the feedback ire batiko yokia kenda yumba kuona na ate akinyela mo youth. Number 2, ikwetherete exactly tumantu ya tuka lembe ya kuwa, but kento kembere is we appreciate that it is there na kwe mo youth mo ba ile mirongo ethatu yana ya kinyela itethie na mo youth u atechokara ari nyume 1 year 2 years. Na kinya thirikari ni bati kwithira ina now a clear plan exactly erietwa riwito follow up kithira through no to end batena officers banasono no batena officers banasono on the ground officers barabe ground by youth ibakuma ke county, so they should know how to how they will structure it such that muntura nenkerwe there will be a follow up to see how the progress is na kinya arakwena challenges bakona what to do na baraba kubwe bia boya ya kinyenya point akero now there is even as a phase 2 what you are doing so well na ito kuona uende uraichi andikite wenka lakini kweo kwa kinyende wote kuona to akongela kabiachala kana uandike nyongi na urete ongi into the business, so that kind of a thing should be thought out. It together just new banengera na baita
mwekandiro ri atri oi mtu
very good.
How effective and sustainable mubango yata
first of all nyene mbangirite mubango meote menya ku trash kintu gikura inyetheri mtu maketethia tutue kintu kithuku lakini kuna challenges endo ya ki management for example from the national level ngwikwa murega ari mantu ya nini ya amount president na declare mbeche ichi kwayano na mbeche ile yana to this number of people na ibo babwiru chitumira kwa uplift biashara chio ende sustainability ayo it can depend na nataba ku manage bila banenkerwe. For example president aukira ruara akawa ure bana murega ine 800 and what 70,000 per ward 70 people per ward ukagundra 70 people per ward for example bakunenkerwa mbeche ira kenda bomba kuambiria those businesses by sustain nacho kwa tuka for example icho thikura ibatiromba ku run business ira intended ndichumbo batetheria. Do you know in going forward kinya kweria kwa allocate some more money kibangi 70 per ward together kuna challenges kwende na still nguko kuna training training about training. I believe the training about training ni obatetheria first of all kumenya mbecha yo nenkerwa mbecha iti chiaku ukirawita ukubyontare ruaru itawambiria witate kukana wita kukwambiria kama wako kana something nacho it's strictly meant for business and the financial management aspect una training you I think good enough yo batetheria witate kumenya utumira mbecha yo lakini ende arambeti irengire na nikarikite nyoga ile kia solar fund some of the challenges ira cheki ya solar fund kumbo me affect ni kinye integrity source ira borambe chikurutwa kira kia solar fund ro etere wikiru issues ira chia so ani auditor general some of them ira attributed to mbeche ira torutire chin direct into solar funds na recoverability mbeche ira back and chumbo utumika ambi ni antu bangi ukethra the two are not matching ku instant mbeche ira itethia significantly ko no yetate ko no ikurira for example torutire yana kenda chia ki murandi yo torutire bilioni yana kenda chia ki bichike murandi yo in reality chire content yana I'm sure bonete the kind of situation to withdraw to any o gendra mbecha cha kurukiru yana like there are several projects kenda chia murandi ne yo lakini in reality we talk edra actual amount of money ile chekinyilire beneficiaries mbeche kidogo sana lakini mbeche ile chia release kenda cheki murandi it's a lot of money ngo yenye example ingio kuona ya project ira tukuthithia ara financial management kwithira na thina umba kuona thirikari yokira na project bako project ye don't know a good example yo kwa project because there are very many of them bako project ye cost 1 billion ne kwa cost 1 billion no to total approved cost 1 billion ukethira beneficiary. A good example is sports. Once I think you are in sports, a sports case to study it somewhere. Okay, there are, for example, we're in sports. To it a team. We're ocheza mubira the winning team 1 million shillings. Baka our team number 2 ekanenkero 750,000 just for argument's sake. Team number 3 ekanenkero ngirima na 5. Alafu yingi some other things, uniforms and blah 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 blah. Imbeti yana watoto ni 500 na 750 to 50 na 1 million 2.25 million. In reality, is 7 million chumira na 10 million. Okay, there are 5 million chetumika kiku administrative process ya ukinyithiria mtu 2.5. You understand? Ku costi muchethi mubira urawengo chetha kenine mturai kenine ochetha mubira uratumire twambiririe nya budget I receive 1 million lakini facilitators baraba kuibo betito facilitate kenda mubira yo chetho ibo barire milioni 5 administration fee endo kwa ichuri atiri
ndiye president na mugondo ko jojo
exactly na flights na mandre na nini endo ichuri atiri urenda muchethi ara milioni 1 lakini kenda muchethi akinyelo milioni 1 o ambire kura milioni 5 sasa you kuita wastage you want to wastage kinyere president and I pray that in the next round tanjero wako audit tutita tuirwa murandio don't know the total cost embedded sinenkandia and I don't take na the figures lakini wero murandio bilioni 10 but in reality ikotumikite 20 10 chiche ukinyithia 10
ango ndomwikira manzo nya no ndore I procurement o ana bau batonyete na binu bagatonya na njira u batonyete nio mwaka bakinya stage eu kinya mbeche eu kwebera wastage cio administration ya batere kuringanirwa yonde au ana bakomba ku teo matwitite Singapore yes tuteta Singapore to administration fee nene na
mwesh katwe let's do this
I like that argument
ukethimu ithatu alafu tuchoke
sawa
mbere tu ukethimu katugwe na tokuwa kiri tumirichia ku katwambire na Facebook and then tuitekire SMS kiri Facebook fan page yetu ni Wero TV ambassador K Muchana Zone Aruatire Martin the only viable solution to the battery issue in the Meru grazing zone is creating a buffer zone between the Meru grazing zone and the neighboring Isiolo and Samburu grazing zones, a military or police installation or a camp that will act as a border. Sante Nicholas Tongaru, most Nyota beneficiaries were Canario coming from MP Canorio coming from MP's office or hangarounds, okay. Wizcon Suarez Keyaru, it's true, Honorable God from Weka, Meru County incoming governor, Meru imerudi nyuma kwa kiwango hakijawai onekana. Nothing can be admired from the current MPs. The students and pupils are suffering, yet we have CDF. Just visit Luo Nyanza na Western ndio hawa MPs watajua hawajui. Hata wakitembea Meru watucheke. Na tuko ndani ya serikali. Asante. But by the way, you know, kintuntelewa ni ontoto haya na basari. Ntelewa ni onto basari haya na wa. Whereas, kidhomo kibati kuidhura kiri odheri. I need someone ankari ende ambere tumikia kwa haya na basari. Really.
Basari is a very serious issue.
I need someone to explain it to me.
This is the government giving, coming to an MP's office or a certain leader's office, giving money to go back to the government, to the same government. Ne no ndo itewe ko into a pool, chi etatu achia ribairwa bware angirie 10 ende kuma thaibu ito aitire ngiri 5 kana ito aitire mwanja ya ni thatu.
Yani nenki
you know rigana kwena admin
ndena nuka kanekera mtu becha ya kura mutundu
rigana kwena administration fee yo ira twaririe maybe see kenda wa administrate basari there will be administration fee in that office a basari committee na manto ya uyonde so becha ichi onde instead of weta directly administration fee atumika kenda inye basarire ikinya machukuru kwembecha chetumika
politics
so it's a whole
politics for survival na mswanda already jo ndene ya parliament jo karo almost ipindi o ipindi obithatu pakeja bakarega no tuboria kuria mbeca iria including even into kwa njomo kinya na whatever take in one pool
the nyoro talked about it
na uweke ora menya ndura uramenya kwa mbeca uramenya nye president embassy
imagine
ita kwa presidential
fund kinye ministry education embassy
yes otianto bate embassy na ndeto yonde politics
and the county as at now ne onka achuniro basari na yero endo tibasari of which came atwe see okay akwithira basari ikarutwa county utethina because teka kwina any issue to administrate those basari na konenkanira but then let us see a difference ira itanenkana ira chiatuika ende county ne anenkana ira let us see a drop kinya ki fiire with atia it is directly sent to the schools
but county in the first place
Gichunge
counties
Gichunge no but there are a lot need to be changed in our legal framework ampamberi au no tutokarega go change legal framework yetu na ikyo thaizi ndiaza nkamberia kwariria za CDF ne bateri either guchokwito thai withira everybody imbwa kuga and the reason e basare une kethro MP paraba inge na inya recently no rondera nange turari mathiko pari gore mpeza na basare bwega so o tegera no kuewa na imagine ogwa era no kuigwa anto every school mwana agweta tu akathoma without ye ma basari is a political tool na ni uyombeta gutumira thaizi no nto thaire muciari akeze na thina for example ne ogu akwewa 5,000 kana 10 na atukare acio of course aka worship we mutongere uria lakini atutaga mbeca ika ikuretwo amwe na kero ake mwana na report school ithro easier no nto ina thaire ompa 5,000 akeza kaire ke mheshimiwa Karembe aurero fotopa kaire ochoge kaire muko koguo kumwethia dependence yani ethro imbasarere kumirathia lakini na mwananchi uzo na ijongo kwera legal framework lazima change mwananchi uzo na wore athomithirwe ariona wou ati mwitagitene no ndobambe basari lakini ambeze neke kuga legal framework CDF igachoka either to the national bakethro na the project is implementwa MP agatigerwa nguge we bunge eko-registrate na ku-oversight nae na mantu zegie registration ikethro 6% imagine kire mbeca ito kwariria chionge 6% administration kana 3% anga monitoring chionde by the way cost era kaire ikethro ipo kuganga wastage the same way now oninga akwera thaizi in the county irande for you to procure anything irazima ongere 16% true or false
another 5%
then uongere monitoring then uongere from there profit yore kugetathia so you see nayo sheria kuga you must procure kire utiomba kuongera thaizi uga ambete area ngure direct sheria lazima competitive anga
a good example for administration fee anga irasi mbera bere ya in the county mbere controller atighten the note irasi cheki irandikawa ikaikirwa chukuru 750,000 yaka kirasi kikawira na riraba ikia chukuru kutare amantu 16% anga VAT anga sijui 5% monitoring and evaluations due project management biu bitareo yeikairwa ira committee chukuru because committee chukuru ikirazi yekwenda there is nothing much about anga issue chia management angambi intukwira mbwa bokara ndi bwa reka lunch kemni bure kirimbo something very minimal etinya nya keseri nya bokara ya koreo te wakauria but then today eochokwa in the you know central procurement system ile thirikari kawaida buare uke akwenda uprocure kirasi utena around 1 karibu 4 to almost karibu 1.5 kirasi ketioyura nitia mbere ndirawekira 750 ira mbecha ira to end 1.5 tala already 21% of that money is already gone before even you start mbere uwe no kwenda kwambiria waka kirasi that is 16% VAT wikire 5% na 20% profit margin a contract already no nto ainya it is stipulated there wanenkana ira it is around 2020 there wanenkana ira directly nara kebara uteno kwena stipulated percentage a contractor inya ite profit a kingiri thano utina inya ithira ni asara ote buonga we yuri kirasi kireku kuringa na abura bwetere atia no that is the problem
basa ni achenjiri ndura mutiari arero atiri na gwitunya mbecha mubuko no mutiari arero atiri bweje antwana ni otujito bo andrambio basari mutiari u at the end of the day agatinda au eterera mujumbe jako yo muthomera basari na whatever ko ubikibiki ratumire na tumire 300 na kuria na rire 500 ije kumire mubuko ni wao kamuchia
eterete basa regiri tatu
incident yake nataka nda verify ile lakini kiendhureria lakini nta verify ile ngomeka bakuwa nta verify ile ko anto bayeta to the extent bara nyaba nenkero ba administrative to reach ambassador on behalf of MPs iba ati to the extent wakenda ndio kuma listine maicheni era administration cause na corruption ira kenda ukuma listine o nenkero whether imbi chiringi giri ko mi ko nenkero but you have to produce something kenda ukuma listine.
I have seen that
kuna kanda mbecha kenda wekero listine
mtu anaretere otobo ni
yes ni ukarika
solution ni utoga bara sheria change sheria to amalgate all the fund you chonde solution yenge na una kwenda atabete nyawa ba change the mentality ekwethirwa ifeva tukugeterwa no nteune ukorapti kaire voting pattern yetu no kavotera muntu ule best na kiro getere hati
ya favor akuthithiria.
Okay, journalist James Munene Arua got from Weka incoming governor Meru County 2027. Martin Kobia Kari Arua, I agree with Aurelio Murangiri that you promise then you deliver, but never overpromise. Kaujuri Bridge is historical. Maurice Shefanwaru, I disagree with Murangiri. Visit Kiharu and Muranga and borrow the strategies. Sio kulalamika kila wakati. Pius Kinoti, Arua, congratulations. CEC Murega Julius, a good job CEC. Nicholas Gitongana Arua Martin, I completely agree with Mweka that the wastage of resources is a major issue. Even Mwana Wetu has a budget allocation of 1 million per day just for flying. Let's stop wastage. Okay, how do you budget better tia chikuria ruo na chakubuluka 350
almost 400 million.
Okay. Kisos Chelsea Arua, our MPs are zero volume in parliament. Jirani Mweka Benson Bundi Arua, Weru TV ni number 1. Thank you. Philomena Ndomba Arua, hello Martin. Gotea Kalembe sana hapo, he has a great courage that leaders need. How can a whole president say wanafunzi waende senior school hata bila fees and school uniform? Friend Munene Arua, one of the greatest problem we have is that leaders with resources locally are all crying out together with Mwananchi when they have the resources to impact the lives of the electorate directly. They are all crying and blaming the national government wakikula huku chini. Dana mbele kwa rana na batwe hatu githimo ithatu. Hello Wero. Wero. Hello. Hello, Wero. Okay. Kuri we umbira ari mbira atire. Where is it? Kugire kiki otumike muraga sama, I missed it. But anyway, so now issue ya otumiri Bwambecha Mweka, now that you are a certified public accountant. Kwina issue era ari mbere. I mean Embu County that governor baditire mbeto tia woka iwanda bilabe woka mbeto tia takire empowerment. Some small money, 10 million. How does that even happen? Na niyo tumanto to yakarika. Bere murega batu era yitiana baditire tio.
First of all, kuna very clear process kiri act, kuna different acts, kuna Public Finance Management Act, kuna Procurement Act, kuna all these acts and laws to take deep into them, but it's quite a clear guidance enate beti betu witate chibati utumirwa gunto kuona kinya kuna assembly na kuna executive just like national government baba paka baku lukia budget ite approve through the processes chonde na budget yene tate ne ka implemented lakini waikirwe ya the governor wa discuss this issue aikurwe senators really ba integrate into the issue sana na bari umurio ikwa kiwa they were under intense pressure very under intense pressure mango tuika naiba promisira ringi we under intense pressure naito promisite antu bambi to amto wa boda bakaewa these funds ndio a share of the law for the promise na promise you are political you understand kuende in real sense ku shift mbecha cannot transfer mbecha cannot divert from the intended mission which was a very good project ya what was that this industrial parks I think something like that inombe chiriche rutero can they transfer into this mission hii political coach ku transfer this money into from the budget ira chara intended you check into a budget line ira chara intended first of all that's illegal it's a completely illegal thing number 2 kuyukia budget iro rendi commissioner we into the executive umi transfer umireta yambiri kubwithi a political process non tumantu ya bwithe kuya boda empowerment iri political process ire tari something that was already budgeted kire county government kenda itate ime execute na governor wengo na randimitire but you see kwandimiti kura kaku only help ku open up churi ebye kuria okay icho ura transfer 10 million ochi transfer into this first of all i process ire kunya atumire where the illegalities come in ro yura kia voucher payment voucher onto in finance terms can ruta mbecha ukulilia payment voucher all those other requirements boroburi kulilia imbibio oililia kin document ira kenda bi meet requirements umbo transfer mbi mbecha from account na ritabulu transfer uchiki into a different account nukuona because okada rukwenda ku divert in my understanding whether rukwenda change the process an accounting process ya mbiririe kuburiweta into the policy kadra ni kwalawe uchenche that process into another one subject to approvals flani icho ndo ticho bwithikire kukisi whether rukwenda kwa na by opinion on that from an accounting perspective ni illegality in reality fraud not on the other side or ibawo for example ba benefitire from the border kedra ke kiri project intended to give me contractor fulani nero kenda rutangu fulani na certificate of completion iriao invoice yewe iriao contract yewe iriao budgeted funds chiria but rechirutero achie ko into another thing itari now na that kind of oversight na process we on there vucha yo lilirwembi I contract iri ko tumerwe in deliverables iri kuchetumerwe all those things jiteke framework and budget ya county government bure bangite so it's a clear illegality if fraud na kikuraise a lot of questions chia how much more biutu mambua kikuraise a lot of questions na kinya ki other counties it's a problem ne atire auditor no ara flag issue ira but office of the auditor general it audit everything but miyako ya audit all the transactions in the county.
That's their job.
They cannot either external auditors. They are supposed to be internal auditors, but audit the internal auditors. Ibo baria whether or employee ba county normally. I don't know whether kuibo Imiru county probably in every place they should have internal auditors. And ba mursili secondary from internal auditor general. Those people iba waki na ba kuomba ku interrogate transactions more na mostly yaba enda ku audit 100% no audit. Lakini external auditor, office of the auditor general nane weakness ira neneri kiginya national government office of the auditor general they have accounted on a sample basis papikie sample transactions nukwelo endethera papikire 10 transactions out of 1 million transactions kulingana na bora ikari kana ile china machuri bingi ko meabairis flags on those 10 but kuna 9 million 900 and something other transactions chitatongwa kuba I make their conclusion on basis yo 9 kiku kintu kuria county nyingi ukethera mbecha narachirari intended wita tino chieta lakini kinyonde ta general ya ati pick that issue no what the point nda areo pick that issue kumanisha mbecha ikaura no gatuka thainya to kwari nyo etakine county ko kwete kubithia forensic audit in county kanyamiru pick in county wekwete kubithia forensic audit ukariara sana money sire itetere na chari intended.
Mheshimiwa Waziri, how much pressure is it kire counties ku facilitate empowerment iji kubwezo because yeni case yemwe tuonere kire Senate the other day I don't know kwedroa ye nutrikare ye na this pressure ya ku finance the empowerment programs, Deputy President.
Not really, because jomweka kuga na nyani from accounting perspective na ndeme anu ize nyati to as professionals apart from kuandiko kire county yetu na otegere from the first time to atonyere few months we are rated among the counties area chumbite kugeta 1 absorption rate yetu ya iguru compared to many other counties for the first few quarters. Kiri control of budget apart from auditor general always at the head detail mayake za webo spendere irias ana ande ko give an opinion
betekire ko itile kanini mashima ko atire kire absorption iki akwithirwa embu county kaya atalawa absorbete mbecha 10 million iki nyete italore absorption
you see ikagitaborea lakini joga for any change ya bire already bya kurukirwe ni assembly it has to go back to the assembly kugeterwa either supplementary utomba tuko change ya kategati mantu zara are intended na ikiona ndio oversight kwezira kire assembly but before that kwena control of budget nonto nyawe no approve avira bio spend within that time na in fact no bateri nya kwethirwa identify na ugagentu kegete budget reto uri okwenda gwinka mbeca ici ko ikyo control of budget ya kwezira ariko na ikyo onaga twina hard time into gwigwa be pending kere control for a period of time thaimwe yes ituigagua inyaga ku overstep mandate yewe nontu thaimomba kwa pending kwena value for money na inya time value for money thairi okaekaga into project for example ikwendeka kwa delivered utakwenda to approvera already muntu uria bigwekwa na atirona service iria kwenda kugitatia ko control of budget neza ira weekend inyawa tega checks and balance between every quarter na report every quarter ichieza now from the treasury to the control of budget na hiyo ni one of the areas tu rire umbo tumirika ko inyakire wastages na inyago spend within the budgetary allocation mbere twetera auditor my friend no are mukona a lot of things to be very honest non tuwaga sample na period kuringa na sheria by which abateri ko report but nande get a seat to the senate ere kaida na further recommendation on to audit report is just an opinion no opinion ere lazima igeterwa further interrogation na inyambuga ba recommendwa sometimes even to ESCC na manza zao but nande kwena tool ikenda tomba mpebera kwena controller which has independent office controller of budget na auditor general but more also to the county assembly non to through their committee no ba continue ko fragment zaria but as so far pressure idaro ereo nonga ke mwananchi nontenya mwananchi ozo even without mbecha kuweza from the shareable amount still no gwekera pressure tu geikandraja na ara MCA kwenda kana jatha hizi kwena boa lethuki and I nazana ndira na ara kwaroire boa lenge tutua iragetawa account the other day tomba kumeripia yombo karete repaired na leu kwe manto mbecha tagetate so that itself derailment from the national government ega interfere na absorption ega interfere na service delivery na in case ogeta na ndio kwenda koromba ate any other vote na mbecha kenda wamba go solve na ekareze audit
ndula something bere uma ke issue eu
mwesh kamburi otancho kiriguri yakwa how much pressure is there kuma kiri atongere ubare oro kiri babu counties ko finance some of these political
nionda uga so far maybe from my area ni interaigo from where I sit oteondra igo ate to finance a certain project from the national
I wanted to add something Dula I think ke issue mbua ya kutumira mbia cheki a certain vote na itari intended for that purpose for another purpose I think that issue ne areo muno in the previous government mbere thirikari mutumaiya and I remember we had so many issues with that na but the PFM Act they provide for something a small loophole that no utumire not more than 10% of an amount a certain votent for another issue without a supplementary budget.
I think
Ireo KPFM Act
23, I think.
No, it is a percentage.
Like in the national government.
And they won't are now at the county level. When my PFM Act cuts across the county kana whatever. It is just a general thing for both governments. But there is that loophole that not more than 10% a certain votant without a supplementary budget. That is mbia iwe chio tali richa sports and probably chio karicha kura uniform chia youths no wite ukauendi kachi yake boda sheds but you cannot use more than 10% of that money. I think there is that loophole na inyonkwendende kuyambua ratified during now the supplementary. No mwanka disclose in the supplementary so that it is ratified. But if it is more than 10%, then also it is an illegality to ratify it it is not provided for in the PFM Act. And now the other thing also kiuria kingi kireo this the control of budget approve resources ira mbua akwenda ku approve chair county against the budget. You see, that is another measure that it is not just the executive ka to change kana to kubwithia no mwanka chieta ki control na controller nwe aikire aki release mbecha chair county kana approve kenda release to the county. It is against budget ire bwithi. So kenda mbecha chituika ichiare na this issue ewe kwethera probably ichiekiro na itabaterie control of budget achi approve against what budget. You see, kana against what voted. That's also another issue you should ask. So when I want to believe au kwa ka loophole ka 10% au they could be hiding there, but niyo yaomba kwethera ende bida bitareo I narambecha cheikirwe like I saw the other day tichekethera I Mandera kana I Garissa, I don't know which county, governor akiura kwatire this is a drought prone county kana area in a very scarce rainfall but ina natia baurire seedlings chia 50 I think 56 million na twaita twachiona I think is wajia that twaita twachiona no it is ininto biombe kia kuonekana au itwandete sijui ni reverse anga we mantiare explain but there are those issues but kwena kalupul kauketha ira karoka 10%.
Morangeri, you see 10% is a huge amount of money. Anteko ndo kararia because I like kuweza na sheria which is but we'll check on that. Ilamde issue ayo ni about the emergency. Nontoka take 10% of 10 billion. Luize almost a billion. That's a huge amount I would say than ayo when it comes to resources. But we'll confirm
it is there. It is in the PFM. No, I remember reason during Kawira's era we had that issue. Na some things they were very pertinent na there was a serious argument about it, but then there was that loophole. A provider that I want to believe this that something critically it could need better. Nekethira probably that vote and eba to sort out that issue is totally drained. Na botiomba kuria bokibutha every other time you're doing a supplementary. So that percentage is there.
In the law, maybe it's something that needs to be discussed further. But kere emergency income na emergency eteweta to that extent amount. Na ne kuga inya ne clarify ni emergency ire ko chumba kwizira na emergency uneo kwewa authority go spend even it could na budget right new lakini within a certain period where we spray no submit the report to the county assembly ikenda
ratify exactly
empowerment kire atawabi kibiki is it an
emergency?
It is not.
The budget actually budget county come under devolution. Could devolve some functions and when the functions each are performed within the county. ko kinyethra uno withra ino opportunity o peak some percentage nyente kan kurika na where the percentage ugaguthra no peak uno peak some percentage no me allocate to another vote still utibwiri tika yukwala wita out of the context of this devolved funds utilization yoka iliende the case
the law.
It should be within the law and within the context of devolution itself like for example utemenya kuromba 10% kendo me shift completely into functions that are naturally kana political processes and in this case birabi and defeat na I think the governor really struggled na struggle mwanka finally ultimately na awenya sorry we will never do this again na bo bachokia it is because issue empowerment motorbikes and the whole context in it Kenya leadership yayo was by the DP. Everything was there. It no kabisa ya part of the county for that particular year for that financial year. So it's completely out of order. No, they can be surcharged. I think
from what I got, according to the law, you can be surcharged. So unless now they surcharge her,
in this Kenya,
you can't be if they want to.
You can be, but you can be surcharged.
I'm yet to see one where surcharged.
There was a case kante kurikana ne au by the Senate it was there kwe muntu atwekira na is charged
and kinyera uswoming ile uswoming ile
no is charged but implementation nyo ya thina the implementation
bila kimonete ni mtu umire thirikari ne EACC bakaya bakagukeira into byaga na mbecha county no that so mbecha ji 4.9 million chatumikire kora reflectors, then another 1.5 million ni reimbursement. Actually it was 2 million reimbursement ya transport kire and our bonda. So how is this empowerment? Kalembe.
Finally, kwa kutaka the final user tawa mtu bonda kana mukali wembu na demonstrate awano patu kintu kitu tutakitate so eu yonka ke ne batre ko prosecute ne ko prosecute then governor na governor ko ya dukirie na mutikiri ta very keenly arauga no isn't it yakwira those projects were very dear to me naguigwa not able people naguigwa au ake na we no twachokerie jaire na emotions mono na athuri sana so aulirio babu na county enu na mutuma uni mbere na waziri congratulation no babu takinya imbutageta mono na bota parliament potiraremerwa guchokia biuria na nkwire problem ne tumite miru ito ka mutumone brains ya mumurega ba maranya whatever ba bijewe iba kwerewa ora mantu ya gwita na whatever so ndenda
thirikari na kweli
we ntekwenda kumenya jawu ku unless umpero the information ira ugo kumenya nkuru kiriku so ko nkwenda kuga ndula na ntu meno ntu tanga ya nkwenda
apologies
no ntu baraba athukirie mbere ni assembly ya Embu no ntu assembly ya Embu ni in oversight ko represent na ku oversight ndugwa na ko legislate ngwata rocha ocho ithatu na ndaba menyere project hii dia kiri governor ko ibonire watho wa public participation no the public participation mwananchi ugite atia niga tuwe all the processes mwanka tukinya mantu neja ku make mbio budget ko araba yire kuthie supplementary si na whatever na nini au inomba akosere ko akosaji number 1 ni assembly hebu tumeona assembly ekeja kuatia kidogo ikathithia mbaja kana eka to the pressure ya governor automatically the outcome will be wrong ko urandende kuga mbarire akarangirura no ntugintu kembere mantu jao no jendre ja didwa ende mwananchi agithate na kwa mwangira thayo ananchi bare against we so ni ndenda kuga atiri kinya kwa gwa charge rikethe kombika andu baba batibatre gutigiru nya ome ni ya representatives bantu para kuthithia oversight na kuthithia legislation na kuthithia unge no ntunyo ibafirire.
Okay, mheshimiwa waziri nkwenda wikira ina fix kidogo as we conclude no tukure miariera arirwe ni Mithika Lentore na actually arawire is a one man army kiri opposition ndene ya Meru na abumeneria sana including babu no tunya babu wa two term as a government na aritame ari ya kumeneri kinya waziri muga akiwa itekia waziri Meru kia bati kuthenkerwa maybe either way kana kiraito kana munya tabaraba ithirito bari utongeriene na tianto ya baraba nenkeri podai. I don't want to use the word. What do you make of that?
Wamberia statement you're putting
in a fix.
on a fix, by the way, because Metheka is a personal friend na imtumpete heshima sana. But from the standpoint yarande, you see as our father, our leader, no leo tutongerete thirikari is the governor. Na anything I execute iriampe authority through the governor because you are in the executive. Apart from kuderiva mandate, inyingi iriampe as an executive authority is also in the political mutongeria toge siasa when it comes to political win, not to dissociate when na that because he is supporting the government of the day, for example the governor. Ko unaware me support because they are delivering apart from when a levels easy ko na pirenya tuko interdepend kire national government na mea toareria functions hizi tia national itego happen yaza mea toareria security re happen in Meru aza toareria kire other functions ire chege kaniere thro kithomo ke primary na area chonde ga happen yaza county. So as we have the reason e go support na go stand na the government of the day for a period ira to thirikari ni for Metheka inyawe mbuga as a political na ndewe menye mwana siasa aliona maybe to him na no wene we mto we ome thirikari abateri kugita. We may agree or disagree. We may disagree. Ora inyawa imo youth we in a future. Uto ambairia from nowhere. Ngikinyo karande azo ombita waziri ko naranda amberetie nde PA or somebody. Demo PO mheshimiwa Rahim darombete mbere gitendagia ndandekwa na ndeza process mwankada ayo mbita waziri. We have an history. Mheshimiwa Metheka aenda ye insurance. And kigwanza kwa somebody ntegweta then from the end ya mwanka eza gweto waziri everybody na history yawe inyambere MP na rombete za maingi mwanka finally got. I believe in your opportunity one day akethero ena say na ntombo mumeneria nonto we gatari no opportunity before ire ombago kugeta profile zera kiraito agitete mbuga za Peter Munya na baubangi. So to me it was maybe out of area arata mukae mantuzaza na yao on the element dutewe mi aendelee kusema kire akenkoria mheshimiwa Metheka is there a time nontoito araia even before tukeza tuchulie za Meru ri turete atongeria ba whether you are one term or two term na to resonate na ndetorie for this period what can we be able to benefit from this government a national na inya county to akinya na area no ndoto arigerua na all the right na bau bangi nya kuromba kura kwithirwa supporter wetu na twende atu support kana kwithirwa kiromba inya wengo gitigike na all the right lakini for now inya wengo na oni muthikirite bwega utena wara kama strongly mbuga kurwa nae na governor kwa uria ngwitira ngoge kana thirikari governor Isaac Mutuma twithinkia what they have differed in manto atu term the presidential element lakini wengo at our level imbize no support twin the tomba go achieve kiria kia weguru wena kare aigwa maybe can sustain there but to a wish zaza nonto no thirikari ria wengwa achwire na nyani ngoa twamichwire twina mheshimiwa Karembe ore aza na we na ndenda ugere na umerere and to me I don't think that was from where I stand was right, but when maybe Megambo maybe rietore watumire is not right, but ke kwaleria maybe na na valid reason cha kwaleria ito kwenda yes utongeria strong kwe mtu ule kwenda kwaleria na ndiugo nonto imbonete mheshimiwa omwe sorry to say this wa tware awe bunge na nya mheshimiwa Karembe nonete mbite ka clip kau akiuga mutongeri ula tutambua imu waziri roko no atubangae Mount Kenya East ntija trabo kona the question ukumbo chioria nande nkiara area that element referral emetheka nonto in as much as yes we critique no baterio tegera the other side of the coin. Why would you say so na twena waziri
bakarinde amwe
itokoerano waziri tokalinde aumete from this region so on one way no gotegera nande that dimension maybe neo critically nande metheka mheshimiwa metheka go kame from akiugaga ikethro inyaba unande bateo tambrika no wa mobilize our maybe let's say in quote our community towards na kethro na say you then inande kuonania atena maso ekwethro mutongeria okaribeu but ugetaga on the youth agenda then also I can argue na nyaninge promote ambeo mbethe no mpagio that right lakini politically no wone nyau inatuingo itoko inyeru ari mutongeri onge from the farthest where there is retro in terms of the political mass and numbers na kwethro no kezo tubanga then that puts our
oninde ndanaendelea kidogo kanto kanini kambu atiri see it's not about meaka kana anything because I want to look at case Babu Owino. Duare Babu Owino has got so much influence that people are considering him to take over ODM. Kana, you know, all these things. It's not about what Metheka did or what Metheka said. I think in short, Buraburioka katukuwa ura embere turuari apart from Kindeke apart from Kindeke has got his role as the DP but muntura tuinwe miru nora tukwailia utungi imwa so I think
is not enough
in simple not enough I think you know you can look at a glass as half full or half empty so in short Birabi Kuiromo has been there for almost 1.5 years Kakuiro at least now kauke mauru that we the leader that we are looking up to not let us not look at the age let us not look at the influence kana nyagithira redre tene kege kana otekyo bira tukuwa ne atiri te amantu angombe what solution imwembe na itukurawa as the person who has got the closest link to kana the closest person we have to the president na ateombike kwithira akibuthakia kana akireta inya atongoria amwe twita kulobe for ngombe iriko
the good guy is good waziri ni
so,
engineer wa
is a professional ntarea uni ntarea is a professional rikana it is not it is a political it is a political seat na rera onenkero eteke political kira wa meru kwa waziri unakuona yes ukaruta ngwerui but then kuna other issues ile ko affect members ba community ku iwo ore ombere nye MCA umbo kinya iwo akinya ayara MCA ku ana yara inya so it is upon him aurie njira yeke akaria waziri uraro amirete miru yotuma atongoria babange including the governor no to the governor according to eteke waziri na governor waziri nwari urwe governor kutweka batu kuona kwite twinakyo na that now to represent ngwera yeke akuruta yatiwa na Kenya ekawirua the entire country will be happy lakini meru yo yetiwe kiwa na ate atiwe kiwa amantu yambi na nyoke awita yontu yabakaloe kana wangi barabara mbua mawaziri mbua bare nya education kanambi no tokerwa diranga ni are kure arimo bauyurire ku barwa kati ya chiambi chi arimo te muntu enda ngwe mwarimu etatia atia lakini teka area tuike you know that you know euni ongweke lakini kwe unto era kio so utedi in the community na ant community ne amwaila kia beyond responsibility rai so
no antarenzi onia unontononia ugira gichunge. Let me tell you, I agree it's not about age kana yeng. That one itogwetekana area, it's about the influence. Lakini influence here including to me tere method no ore wegetene command ya influence political. It doesn't matter position yerere muntu za Karonzo is not in position but he command influence kire community kamba the same na idaga jagu to engire he command some influence kire region ye even as a Meru na ne onkoria nande it's a time no idrogo leo na wo no ntunathuri na nyago baba ingi bareo but can we develop leaders who can influence this region to idro ina tu ingo to negotiate right not necessarily withdraw wegetene
mwika you see two things bere Brune influence ya waziri mwa number 2 ni rwari rwa Metho Jonthe Ni. You see Metho Jonthe Ni akiari una akiwa ate is a one man army is he ne we position ya you know the opposition leader ora Meru how genuine would he be kana maybe ni kuongela stakes yake when it comes when the push comes to shove edrwa ena mauriya rero.
First of all, my colleagues is very good actually, and I think to that it's very right. I'm from a different perspective. Community kiwita ichi nchakia, na dunia kiwita ichi nchakia, na antu barari 17 years last year they are now 18. Barari 18 they are 19. You see things are moving. The revolution yambiririe is 13 years ago. Mwanorari 10 years, the year na 23. These people, basically they are adults qualified, appointed into those positions. Nukuona. Ende meya kuna generation neo leaders. Nate ndawo I'm not trying to kuwa generation impe kana ereko because ntako manere ko belong. But there is a generation of leaders nabo by the rebel a particular problem ya entitlement. Entitlement ni ndawo I'm saying it with I will make my point. A feeling that that it is me kana muntunge are horizontal level tumbegwetaniria noe who at this particular time no fit whether are in this position or the other position but murega ina anthe muno myake kutu no eretanga tiuwe na tiuwe for various reasons that antoba ibo command a lot of history ibo command a lot of power in the past ibo command a lot of influence raba yetete bakarete problem where rionende ni clash spindira mantu ya itaneo which either in a situation that influence yeku historical rotiro kama tete for the last 15 or 20 years is getting challenged immediately and directly by other upcoming forces. Upcoming forces icho kithari young generations ya for example for various reasons I don't know burakwa karikire ukethera mtu ya mugano embi no CS and he happens to be now the senior most guy while in the ranking on there ira kalembe yako explaining kugethera he happens to be the senior most person. So it is unfortunate when kuira in my opinion for any leader kurwama in any public forum where you once in one way or the other kuona niliona kwenda continue mtu kano mwarukia kano mubiki mtu na youngster from your own community from your own region hold the senior position mtu to kwa ilio wewe velero uyo no ntu imbereke
actually bawodie mo
ruyo itepa wondie mo mtu ate bwiri kwithira I prepared numbule mulinda si wamura werera uturo mutongoriere wangurumete wo na wo roke belie betate but you get to me thika kaburi kwithira actually I appreciate na celebrate kwithira the person we are considering senior most umeta wondie kana constitution na kombo mu support na ibibi atomanendre wikwa Tharaka wena wotibu lakini wo Tharaka akaweto eye atutongori batu tu Meru County no nto weto nya batu tu ingwa bara tu no to te omwanie Metho kethira batu tu kwania muga Metho ri na ta kanu Metho ibange na Rome bari wakara ke kiro na rakinya Meru yongo ete witate iti uka respect kuna ta ka respect for me to the young generation that's an insult ibiri kwa avoid no nturira mukuru at this level akambiria kwa the young generation in that way kukura muwa ora muari inatukaruta ithiurite na njao murume inarita to guthira lazima tumukarie alafu endere ka kwendere mithika were yambiriria as a leader ka kwenda kuare yambiriria as a leader erere thirwe minister no are the senior most obur kwithira minister toe ikwari na bangi how come bau bangi over that time batamu criticize o atibwirete kwithira are our leader. To me, the associating those kind of statements, kabisa, I think ni unfortunate. Itabu with radio, muga are position in ari. But we kinyoga try to feel you wonder with kudra ndio toe. Endru no are odai. Let's empower the guy to mu support. Itare kinya when someone else should be replaced. Okay. What is this issue of Lone Ranger? Lone Ranger kana iti toro to mira. One man army. At any particular time, wiki leadership account ya Meru, tukwaria manto 1 million votes, tukwaria about population is it over 2 million, tukwaria about this kind of people, and to nation yonde kwa ilika with these people wache thabo, they can tilt the vote this way or the other, na nobody decide no waka president not their president. When you are leading such a people, okay agudra no feel we arore iwoina. Yani wewe na bila biumbikio tongoria kana bika lead kana wewe wore opposition ni wenkore opposition what message are you sending mo kwa bangi bonze wa opposi but me yako lead anything unless me am leading ininkaki kuoneka ininkaki mutongoria ukikura timu wake Meru community kikura timu wake Meru community ko such sentiments chia kuwa atini ini one man army yemewetana we know one man utino etete
well is one man army no tunwenka kuwa one time.
And one man nami netaro amu muchamanio ne yura arari na araeta kinya yu wara uore aretire uobara uire ku obara uire ne anto bana bara uire one time
otegwa kiwa
oli otegwa kiwa one time te
no imezeka that is what he saying
but he said
one wenka go one time
no anta ibu kiwa
oli otamba kanya
kwa this one time business
there you go
mano ko uri muno
ari murume tiki ombe jite
on that subject conclude on that subject first of all kuwe one time it's not true kuwa ni soul nwe one man army it's not true whichever direction yare jeshi ni nyingi mno in every direction ni nyingi sana. Number 2 it is very unfortunate kuweria kura a minister who is there kano mwone liari small when we already know mtu full minister na kwa administrate mu support you nice ones no whether you have nothing good to say about that muangai just keep quiet, it is okay.
But ingo yake kwa opposition kalembe
igo ni anga supporta waziri mbuge antu bonde beja monontu kure ichi etu 800 kana itegete million ko tu cheda achio igatikwa for granted kana ikathurano tokaenda hapo tota make use of negotiation power ya votes ira batu twina chonde ya Meru. Otherwise the nenko miona kuntu kwingi tinya roteru wa kibuko ariria indire ne nyamutunga kile mathiko ja makro ya mukuru kajuju pando inyo akinde mo akiria kunta morishi mithika akarinthio wau na mbere ya antu biche wete buyo nonto my brother akuga ite bugi nyambere ya antu betu katuge uma teke bugi to batere kwa kana tuge atiri tutibatere kura awandati linen mbere ya antu turi atongeria
mutunga ba akarea kumumona hata mithika na bate kampu ine
agite kwiri mithika kwiyara ugite no ejira aragura
they're not in the same camp so baukinya bakara
I don't know ari nya kuita na uria gutibu gukoreta divisions then ya mbio yotongeria batu kwa cohesion na nduri tega kiukona mithika na at least bona iba service thirikari tutubate kuwa mutunga agita mwana munini nywe kana kanira roi tutubate kuigwa nteto na tuka condemn muntu bu with the strong stamp possible itubate kwa mwana ora space akangru tukuigwa father monya mutunga tubate kuthikira mwana ora kuga utubate ku lecture mwana ora eja wa mwana ndu kwa Anthony no ntoya nyume yakwa no mwana is very sharp akawaito baba inja ithuki na kabigibiki no sometimes tukosia embarrass
no wiri umbithi njira
as readers au tukiona oja rogo na ndio tuikagita ate ikaita roka itokona raimu mweru ogo no karo na baba ngino ntu there is the one time toro nyi ba tu ahura sometimes ito batere kwetho tukimenya atiri onontu my brother kugau ndiguruke guchinchia na ntu iba bangi kanya utogatura gitine forever no ndura tukuona muntu nya a chest dampu kira ito go chest dampu uga kure itiringa wagaitara anga gaitara kwa antu bo uno ntu bachinjire ona ambina nini no gona ora gwakarire raimu kuringa gebaraka ugoro ogochinda ogonchinda ata chiarwa it is wrong kimigambo je ya mutongeria na ikorume even voters wabera babwe inyabutemenya ora bokuthithia because you have voted me for 20 years na inye kugeria kumbrag other antobara wachinda na aba other people like wakili na kina Karo na ira thirikari nete kwenda kureta a lot of whatever kango ndo kuonia atiri omba kumena Karo mono Karo amuturura agona no ora akuruba goki baruga mebauga gaithwa ke ngwimuka no wana miaka 20 ya raimu atururimuka no karigara mono ko anything can happen ndura tuki conclude tuteka watu akanya kani kale katho gatwa oni nkenda next time botwaririe antu atwaria 2 term na twaria mantu ja 1 term na twaria mantu jangi 200 simpara ire dai tegerete miru tempara nye famine nyamochi thinene antu be thinene ana be thinene at least we atongeria beto bambire ko address that issue na that issue ke address wa bagate kan advantage antu bravo eto president impara ya political no ndura kurumege chiko kimwe ompekura ambio kana rojo ngakora kuthimire antu ibarete iribia kongana no guigwa na antu bimu mastone antu bombe kunenkerwa no ndu ugategera ja kwa ba urerio na tigane kwe tigane na all those parts ichina nyamora no thiment for the first time experience itambio mpara na buri na all other inya sentiment ni experience itambio mpara na inya no mi ugeta dai muro jwa dingithu na whatever ne kayo mima igo kuona those people meru yonde nambio inampara atongeria ba yeke siasa kando pandres thinere mbio iri mbere haja uju
arimu policy
ibakurukire ni implement we me have no problem in implement we anto bone ngombe ti anto itekuate ya kede nini kana bagate kan advantage nyo ngombe igukua chiambire kugurwa bechu arimu ibareke kuinyeru abarabe party tia tigania na party tia bori na whatever ibanenkerwa leadership kongwata ibanenkerwa leadership our slums ichi registered no ndoka ya kutaka ja ambassador simu kana World Bank mbechire kureta iritaka ambio slums no ya kutaka mujumbe ja raimu no kataka mujumbe ja ndikiri benda iri nyingi mono china slums na slums ike ya kutho itikumenyekana ndene thirikari utibi kuona ile teka takwa ile cheta je Nairobi na whatever na into bingi mono bikueja bije gutethia mbio slums ko antu betu na jumbe betu ibareka na 2027 pa register these slums na slums si challenge to antu betu bakomba kuitata kumba kutetheka.
Thank you very much. Mheshimiwa Bwakulokirie policy ya biakora school, right?
Yeah, tuna policy feeding program na ina Mbecha. What we expecting Mbecha we release now probably from the controller. And okay, itimenya kwa enough no nturira twabangaira kwina mpara. Ndira twabangaira just a normal feeding program. Lakini the IND drought has come na te drought ECD yake na baba ECD no ntuibo tubangaira according to the controller na nya katiba tubati ko bangira na baba ECD now tuina the entire schools tuina the entire community in Ampara. So I think we need to come back to the drawing board during the supplementary. At least we see how much more we can be able to put kenda antu betu baumba kuongelwa byakorea bongibwa quick ntokiriete keke arairwa i mwika issue ya atongoria betu kwithira batewekanira na eventually ri tuma the very final words ichi aroni almost everyone ni atongoria batewekanira toya kiemutunganga nau oya kimithika nau one thing kinyaba atwi inyaka lembe angwenda omwira nao kwina atu kwarairia mantu a deputy president okay thira kinyarira Kalembe no akuanga Tharaka akaua Meru is also kureo mwekera. So we also have that issue that tukaria andu barabaka munaro baberi wakiarakia na lugera unge na kwaria nera no unge naira so sometimes ikare mawita atia but ndenda kwira antu betu ibacoka coke anyuma miake yumwa nusu ite umwa nusu weni umwe yitete kuthira ndira antu betu baririe na lugha emwe kima antu yato chumburite Meru miake 3 antu baria lugha emwe iro thina chietu chetirire isa sawa eu bawata na nchungulo entiri ende kinyana ai mantu yato kwaria insecurity antu bakeo yekira mantu ate kwiwe 1 term kana kwiwe 2 term kana kwiwe mbi boni ni issue pertinent kire antu na ntukwira antu beto akarande ugo batu katwea aria o iromba kura injira iraromba lakini tuinde katwea mutu wakatuite kenda tutebu insecurity na enio dinera nene utochumbura namba 2 tu inampara itu hawe bia kurea I tell you you'll see wonders.
Thank you. Mheshimiwa Mukodhiri, Governor's Cup because kura tobara uwa bitumira as a launching pad.
For what?
Muraga atanga kuwa na kwira muraga bare muraga kwira kwa mugara mwe na kumpe kithirikari ne no gwitangugi.
Thank you.
I have heard na indikirite na kaigwa kiri rutero youth no gwitangugi na no tethi ngavana na ngavana ibwetete baba urerio munaenda vizuri oni ndona bote gutaba nkagwira na utoka ndira ndegwa kubwira
your friend muchoro kuwere bakiri ya
no problem otegwe muntu are ome no ekararija me in fact kararija but murega kankwire ibwaga inkona gwitete baga no tunuje toke nyamo karuire na whatever na kaigwa gwitete apa na pale kwa theni aba baingi muno na thirikari nyo uranga kuromba tukarego kumira are gwita wrong
Sure.
ni gwita wrong royo tukamita nanga kwenda kinya we waziri ou kinya facilitation yogampa kenda mbomba ukosoa thirikari no ntubatu tuge bia kukosoa mbio thirikari otherwise mutuma kinyone tetebo bonya bara nenkanite nare enforcement ire no umwe kuthithia unge indi no ngerwe thirikari nene nimwe mitinka nimwe nini failure to that igogwa ugete tukagura mpempe
Are batu actually
I don't know
the one thing ira to let them level the playground.
Yes.
Antobara rira bayokirie bunduki mbu achia Meru during the disarmament program. Antobara yakabatiro na mechinke game ingi muno. Na ndenda wailia kuirio miaka irathira ireta muno a program thina ikuingia itia kwa buthirwe kundi kieta wa track. Neta ikundi kiu kethiria thina yari ya chapter. Bantu baicheta chabuta rwanda chifta antu bameta chabuta endi chabuta iku yetu ikuthamia kurumichi antu bakuthama birabia buthirwo counter yari ikundi kietwa traka na kio kiabachambura mwanka baita atia kene nya support na ukinyatha ai kenda tuthiria nukona governor Osamburu aithia twani yeye bikamatete michinka bikiringa bimuthiatete on national platform na no one care
kanko direga muraga atia
Kalembe na kwenda ku overrun
ari anko aragia ri muraga kidiria no tukakwa ari anko gate kwirie to ringi guni karega ndene miru kwirie to karega ndene miru as much as mtu nakarire giti rieto rire gwita muntu mbonoko iregire once and for all.
She's your friend.
Oh.
Kawira Mwangaza no mwita mbono.
Everybody muchore okwa.
No.
We have no problem. Tumite amwe. Tumite ntore mwe. It does not mean twambirie kurwa. No twendo janwe tha idura. Oni ugeje gutagera utimutongeria ndo janwe.
Nanga kindi.
Na ndauga atiri, inya kindi kinta uga gonda uga atiri, kura cheto milioni imwe to ya Meru. Itwaje akanywa kamwe. Tokena matharaka bara ibai.
Waziri,
yes.
Mukodhiri Governor's Cup?
Governor's Cup around of 16 na within in the next 1 month together tuko thiria na is tirari just for winning. It's not about winning, it's not just about the cup. It's more than a game. Like your trend agenda ithatu. Number 1, teenage pregnancy campaign. Iturenda tumba ku reduce the numbers ira twinacio na every platform turarairia mantu jau itukwariria mantu za gender based violence is also a concern. Ugatega report ira itero recently ibaraza Dr. Baraza kiri tax force area nironanirie Meru you are still among the counties cheering na femicide. So we are using that as a campaign against that manto drug and substance abuse na manto zegi mental wellness. Koi manto zara turendereithagia as a platform. Kou tukenderea yo this coming tariki 8 buga igoro iro turare andwero but football tutachetha naro but coming next week tukethira twenderete au mantu za twarerie nyaza policy mbere tuga policy rio yes ekurukirwe mantu feeding program but we'll need supplementary ngaya tethia tongerwe mbecha iria na inya kiri kwina children policy nonto into bibi ere bigwetania uto address mantu zana tutekwarĩrio holistically nonto apart from ECD mbuga feeding program area agenda yana very key na inya ningonde ni waziri kwina other issues ikwenderea chiana ana kwithiro be person ba mawathe kuingairo anga that's very sad things na itogoria all the actors bakere our society nonto mantu za mwe society inyethira wa blame the government kana oblame bangi thairo kaitha mwana oria ikuonania bututira appreciate antu baba mwathe inawa na lazima baumirwe naza the chiefs and officers barabe mashinani twere ni tombe kuona ne ata tomba gutethaniria ko inya area mbize they are working on it na inya ya approve ga tutetheria kwenlance gutetera right chiana in the society. Finally tutekwenda kimanto ampara tutegere on the aspect ya kwithirwa rain fed farming nontumbura thaizi ura twetete ikethirwa ikigitatia ikiura na and then na ikio tukuga waziri Oroze on the issue ere dam ivere kitu gabateri kwendereiria yo itukwenderea kwenja boreholes turare kwa orerio twera onja borehole tware kwa choko mheshimiwa ara tutua mheshimiwa Ntuo na ara Boroire na kwena borehole gwetaza Nyaki East almost within that span twena ball of around 5 cha kuendelea kuongera rose kireanto betu but more sustainable ne utukuga mantoa dam twena program cha youth MYS buga tona kana tukeja kwareria no tukoro loud no twa this time tukaba most empedia gutetheria economically youth babetu Jota is a component kidogo sana 70 kere ward ira tukwareria za ward municipality na taking retrial voters 20,000 60% about youth ugatake around 16 ukanta 70 kwina youth baba ingi botigarai wetara inya 30% but employed nikyo tukurete MYS sili program in tariki 14 February tukara twira all out throughout program yeze tomba kuona baraba takinyithiro inyota bokinyithiro MYS baraba takinyithiro MYS to another programs iracho batetheria ku reach out to the young people program irio cha thirikari nyingi kire agriculture na ito kuga yes itwaithanire mbeo mbura erega kung'ana utukona gwe changamoto yezerere au no tutweregerete irio mbura ng'ana irio byang'ana kuringana mbeo ra twaithana but we have programs artificial insemination ira tukuendelea subsidize akurima beto ibezire mbego iu na kithomo inyakio irasi no tukuendelea gwaka na agenda nyingi tukendereithia cha thirikari
is only that when the issue na babu na biche uko kuringwa they really have an issue with that
aba umbe
the MCS
no mo a comment alafu ga comment
yep.
I think the MCS, I think those are personal issues known to issue assembly discuss on the floor of the house. Utino ndona issue ewe yete assembly. Ekyo kinya assembly to kadil neo.
Ndio tolere yaga mbeta.
Kire leadership ya assembly ya kiara.
Ndio tolere yaga.
But we here as the media we will take it. A leader, I mean mtore kire leadership ya assembly ya karia. We will take that one as a word, the assembly.
Actually, I think beyond the assembly pressings, everyone has got their own ideologies. They have their own opinions. Na ntikumenya na anda toichi onda chumite, but tiomba kuyukua muntu mwe burabu naome the whole assembly says.
Orambomba kuga nyamwerere.
Kandiri kalembe kuibunge kwenda kuwa. when inyaki public service, I've been a public servant. Ntikwenda kumitira mantu yau that you know mbicha public as a public servant. Sometimes whatever you the way you carry out yourself out there is also probably what you're trying to portray the officers. So probably that is where he's coming from. But you also need to separate the public life, the life of the office, of the public servant, and your own personal life. Okay, akwithira muntu na unya nchobi, for example, which is a vice in the office. Okay, awito kanywa nyau uru na uaiba unya uji ena baba. So okay, akwithira no to kanywa uji obichine, then you're doing it wrong. It is illegal, it is unethical, it is immoral. Lakini okay, akwithira no mere obichine ku na waitocha mania na mukurungi bwanywa kachai ka kuna wana we na bwana comfortably. Lakini okay, akwithira no mere nyo obichine ku wetabo anywa kachai kau na mukurungi wanyu in excess wanjire wichuma ira njirene then ukwambiriria thina ukwanjiri nyopo tre obichie ku na you know you must know the limit. Lakini kendra ichai to anywa menya glass yote wako menye mbio to ile ndio wona ichai
so what na bicha so tena na bicha
so tena na nyelia sino bora tena bicha moito itato akarande to kanywa to abonera obo ipasta me is even a pasta atunye nyo churubu ukarande ndio wenyam antu bakarande na
lakini ande okuigo from the perspective
na kanya pasta atinyunya ndi bai
tena thina no to ankwenda go put it clear tena any person of a data opinion are express and I also express my opinion on the same or hareza harererwe ko tena ine issue
so kotena completely kotena issue ya assembly and executive
tena tena ndoa that's not an
exactly trying to do that
ote fight
kakwela iya kithakene ona githira kwebyo byatura ku githira kwebyo kumbuko
na in fact ndetere the following day na ndauga ngwenshu ankari ngwambicha not now in that other area asina ninge kuona area one the same ndetere njia itoko aka shofko 20 million project partnership with Shofco Save House oaunjia ito atrainer referees oaunjia itombeta ko enja ball oaunjia na chio ndingi mbicha ko kuona ni otrena kabisa
nge adori ngombicha hiyo
kwanza ito adhiria sasa
nyani mbicha wangu
sana guys thank you
ngani ngwandike nabi
so assembly to gwitaniria nguge atogwega na inya governor na tutongeretie kire mantu za kureta
parting shot
peace brings value kire amero
tutika kwa parting shot because time is chetre sana we actually that's na nusu so we are in Monday na Monday tiko myekedo kuona mubango jwa kukia au Kirewero TV the new look kukia Edward Mutembei na Dorcas Kari bakedro bare au kwambiria thaa 12 na nusu kire mubango yo kukia na ntutirimane kwambiria thaa 1 na nusu I mean themwe cherukiri twetha twina Karimi County kire mubango yo chanchamuka Kirewero FM 96.4. Thank you very much Mheshimiwa Kalembe chairman Kiama Kiambas, asante sana. Thank you very much. Thank you very much Mheshimiwa Aurelio, asanteni sana. Thank you Mheshimiwa Elias Waziri, asante. Bwana CPA Mwika, thank you very much. Tunashukuru. Asante sana. Kiribara bonde bombe dhiti mbango yo chungia siasa. Uribeto wa Martin we chungio dola. Good night. It's been real. For real.